For all of the new suburbs, obviously they are underground. For some of the older suburbs, that did get worked through and they are now underground. But we'll talk a little more about it throughout this morning because we're actually going to be catching up with the head of the Property Council here in the Northern Territory, Ruth Palmer. She's going to be joining us at 9:30. Now, the clean-up post-FINA has been high on the agenda this week. So first up this morning, we're going to be talking to Trent Nolan from VTG. They're managing the dump out at Hidden Valley, which has been stood up. I'm also going to be speaking to the CEO of the City of Darwin following the interview with the Mayor yesterday with Peter Stiles. Many of you very fired up about that yesterday. And a lot of you questioning, well, come on, why on earth can't we get some skip bins? Why can't we get, some verge collection going, particularly for some of our seniors and more vulnerable people? Now, I had also been told that the council's essentially told people that if they're dumping green waste on the verge, they face the risk of being fined. I think it was $1,000, maybe $900. Anyway, we'll ask the CEO this morning. I tell you what, if someone come around to my house and gave me a fine when I've got truckloads of green waste on my verge because I've got no other room to put them anywhere else, I don't know how I would react, but I really think that the council could certainly be putting their energy into more productive things at this point, like clearing some of the trees, etc., that is still on our roads. Now, just in relation to this, though, while I obviously fire up about that, what we do know is that I got an email yesterday from a fantastic business, Entex. Now, Georgie, who works for that local company, had been in contact with us after the interview with Peter Stiles regarding the post-cyclone cleanup. Now, their director immediately sprung into action after hearing that interview and had said that they'd sort of come up with a way that they might be able to help the community, particularly the elderly and the vulnerable. Now, part of their business is skip and hook bins, and therefore they've now reached out to the councils to offer their bins and logistics services for no charge. Now, they do need to understand a little bit more about the strategic locations, etc. But we're actually going to be speaking to Eileen Breen from Entex this morning at 9:40 to find out more. And, that's something that I've really loved over the last few days as we've seen some of the frustration with things like Shoal Bay not being available, with things like our power still being off. What we have seen is Territorians spring into action to help each other. Like, I don't know how it's been at your place, but I arrived home yesterday to find one of my mates, Craig, out in the yard with my husband cutting further bits off the tree. Nobody had asked Craig to come round. He's just a good bloke, and that's what good people do. And then we also had another friend, Michael, who's got a business, Trojan Fencing, I believe it's called, and they were over, helping out as well. Like, this is the thing that people do. They help out in times of need. And what I cannot wrap my head around at the moment is why the council is not stepping up, City of Darwin, to help people in need, to help seniors in need. Now, usually I wouldn't mention another media outlet, but yesterday, or this morning actually on the ABC, I heard a 90-year-old woman speaking to Adam Steer saying that she's facing a fine of up to $1,000 is what the council had told her because she's got green waste on the verge. Can you believe that? Like, it blows my mind. I just think how utterly ridiculous to be focusing any kind of energy into that rather than actually helping people at this point. So we'll talk more about that. Like I said, we're going to be catching up with the CEO of the City of Darwin. Another note on that is that my understanding is that throughout Marcus, and I have it on very good authority, I won't mention this person in case he's not happy for me to say his name, but I have it on very good authority that overnight some of the current councillors for Darwin City Council certainly getting in contact with some of the former councillors asking what the response was last time with green waste. Now, as I know and certainly understand, that throughout Marcus, mini skips were put out and there was collection from the verges post-cyclone Marcus. So not really sure why we can't do the same at this point. But anyway, there is so much to cover off on this morning. We love to hear from you. If you've got something on your mind that you reckon we need to know about, 8941-1049. Now, after 10, we're going to be catching up with the Mayor of Palmerston. It does seem as though people are pretty happy with the response out there in Palmerston. Like I touched on, we're going to be catching up with Power and Water. We'll find out where restoration's at. Kathleen's going to join us in the studio with the latest first in local news. Now, there is a lot to cover off because so many of you have still got a lot to sort of get done post-Cyclone Fina. But we will definitely keep you up to date with everything else that's happening across the Northern Territory as well. But look, I have got on the line right now James. He's the Managing Director of VTG Waste and Recycling. Now, James is out there at Hidden Valley, which is where I guess it's like the emergency dump that's been set up following the cyclone. Good morning to you, James.
Hello, how are you, Katie?
Oh, mate, I'm very well. How are you going? How busy are you?
Yeah, busy. The traffic is flowing and it's all working quite well.
So, James, tell me, when did you guys open up out there at Hidden Valley?
So we got a call from NTG on Sunday around early morning, around 9 in the morning, and then we met the team on site and were operational by midday, about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So that was initially for the commercial trucks because they had nowhere to take green waste on that Sunday straight after FINA.
Yeah, right. And so was that because Shoal Bay wasn't accessible at that point in time that decision was made?
Yes, correct. So Shoal Bay was closed, and there's a number of reasons. Yep, initially they were trying to assess what they're going to do.
Yep.
But and also I think the ongoing reason Shoal Bay is not accepting waste, which does make sense, is they're prioritising for commercial operators, which they eventually did on Monday.
Yep.
Which makes that traffic flow a lot better for the commercial side of things, helping clear rotting waste and all the commercial waste essentially.
Yep.
So our site that we've set up with NT government is for commercial and residential green waste, and it's been operational since Sunday.
Yep.
But the message only really got out there on Monday.
Yeah, yesterday we sort of started to hear it. How busy have you been out there?
Yeah, once the message got out there, it started off fairly slow because the communication wasn't amazing, but the good people at Darwin managed to communicate across Facebook, word of mouth, all the rest of it, and it got out there pretty quickly, and the flow has been, I'll say there's been 1,000 plus vehicles yesterday come through that site.
Yeah, right. Now, people been pretty patient, and have they got a lot of waste?
So initially people were frustrated because they were getting turned away from Shoal Bay and not knowing what to do. But once they got there, they were happy. There was a solution. They had someone to take the waste. You see the repeat people coming where they must have a lot of green waste and they're doing multiple runs, whether it's in a ute or a trailer. And then the commercial trucks haven't stopped either. So, yes, it's been busy and there's a lot going on.
And, mate, tell me, how's it looking out there this morning?
Good. Everything's flowing well. There's still a steady flow of people coming in, and it's all going to plan. And we've got a shredder organised just to shred it so we can maintain the pile as well.
And James, tell me, what time are you open until today? Because I know there's going to be a lot of people listening, and do we have any idea how long you're going to stay open for?
Yeah, so it's open from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. every day, and at this point we're just ongoing until the service doesn't need to be provided anymore.
And what happens at the end with that pile once the cleanup ends? Do you burn it off, or you probably wood chip some of it depending on what's there?
Yeah, so we shred it and then it turns into a nice wood chip mulch pile, and there's demand for that. So just working in with the government on what we're going to do with that in the end, but it won't go to waste.
Good for the garden. Good to get those trees planted again and get them going.
That's right.
Oh, well, James, mate, I really appreciate you having a chat with us. I hope, that it stays pretty calm out there. I reckon it will. You guys are well and truly onto it, but really good to hear that facility is operating out there. Can you give us a bit of context as to, how much waste might have already been dropped off?
In terms of volume, the stockpile is huge now. Bit hard to tell in terms of meters cubed, but it's massive and it's just growing. I think, as I said, there's probably over 1,000 vehicles that came in yesterday, both residential and trucks. So dumping in different piles, and it's quite a feat. So I think I just can't stress enough that if we can just get the public just coming through there, so then Shoal Bay can make room for the commercial operators.
Yeah, well, James Prakash, the Managing Director of VTG Waste and Recycling, really good to catch up with you. Thank you so much for your time, and no doubt you're going to have a busy one today, mate.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you. Thanks so much, James. That's James Prakash there, the Managing Director of VTG Waste and Recycling. No doubt going to be a busy day out there at Hidden Valley. And, I'm sure there's so many people like me with a heap of green waste that you need to get there to Hidden Valley. So, love to hear from you this morning. Whatever is on your mind, you can send us a message. Now, we're going to take a really quick break, and we're going to catch up with Ruth Palmer from the Property Council this morning about undergrounding power. Then we are going to be hearing from that amazing business who've offered to get skip bins out as well around the suburbs, around the northern suburbs. So more on that in a few minutes' time.
Starting your day the right way. It's Mix Brekkie with Dan.
What do you think is the rarest skill in the Darwin Symphony Orchestra, the rarest sort of instrument?
Oh, good question. Honestly, we sometimes have a call out for something like bagpipes. We're always on the lookout for more people to join us.
When you started that, I thought you were going to say the xylophone or something like that.
Yeah, we've got some great percussion instruments.
That's my jam. Used to be a drummer in a Scottish band. Maybe one day I'll do something with the DSO, see if I can pull it off.
Yeah, go on.
We'll see. 2026 is full of opportunities.
Mix Brekkie with Dan for Harvey Norman Darwin, Stewart Highway, Berrima.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
You know Petstock?
The blue one?
Yeah, they've gone big for Black Friday. There's up to 30% off selected dog and cat food, flea, tick and worming, dog and cat treats and more.
In-store and online?
Yep, better be quick. Sale ends Monday at Petstock.
Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
Got to run. I've got a show at the AANT Centre tonight.
The AANT Centre?
Yeah, that's the new name. You might remember it as Darwin Entertainment Centre.
Oh, so what's changed?
Just the name. Everything else is the same. It's still Darwin's home of theatre, music, comedy, dance and family shows.
Well, I'll have to check out what's on.
AANT Centre, Darwin's premier live entertainment venue. Visit yourcentre.com.au.
Bridge Toyota's Black Friday deals are on now. November 1 to 30 only. New demo and pre-owned Toyotas ready to drive out. bridgetoyota.com.au. NVD 1064.
Are you 45 or over and thinking about retirement? Will your super and savings be enough? How will you pay off your mortgage and enjoy the lifestyle you want? Join AFA's Retiring in Style workshop with financial advisor Paul Betty, helping Territorians plan confidently for nearly 40 years. Learn how to grow your super, reduce tax and build income for life. Wednesday, 3rd December, Hilton, Darwin. Seats are limited and the first 20 bookings receive a $500 credit toward their full financial plan. Secure your seat now at humanitix.com/AFA-seminar. T's and C's apply.
Ready to turn your dream home into a reality? There's good news then. The Home Building Grants are making a comeback in the Northern Territory. That's right, Home Building Grants. Act now and you can secure land in the highly sought after North Crest area. Just think of the peace of mind you'll have when you own your own home. Visit northcrest.com.au to explore available options and lock down your spot today. North Crest, where dreams do come true.
The word is here.
Reading is so hard.
I used to find it hard too, until I moved to Sacred Heart. We learn to read every day. Come to Sacred Heart. You'll get all the help you need.
At Sacred Heart Catholic Primary School, we dedicate 2 hours daily to building essential literacy skills. We're committed to student wellbeing and ensure that every student thrives. Book a tour today. Sacred Heart Catholic Primary School, the small school with a big heart.
Hurry, it's the final days to save 30 to 60% off selected jewellery at Hoskings. 60% off gold and silver and 50% off lab-grown diamonds, South Sea pearls and opals. T's and C's apply. Limited quantities. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Time to hop into Hoskings. 360 with Katie Wolf for Darwin International Airport. See more with Darwin International Airport.
Now, in just a moment's time, we are going to catch up with Ruth Palmer and talk undergrounding power. Now, I'm getting a lot of messages about the green waste, about the collection of green waste. I've got one here that says, "Good morning, Katie. It's crazy. The collection of green waste off verges is what Peter Stars wants to dig his heels in about. What a stubborn shit. Is it too early to start the bring back con hashtag," says that text. Look, it's not the only message that we've received about this. I got one this morning from Choco, an email, and it said, "Katie, I was gobsmacked that the Lord Mayor couldn't answer a lot of the listener questions, and then some of the answers he gave didn't make sense yesterday. For him to say the Shoal Bay dump is not opening because they couldn't handle the load, they could have used both Shoal Bay and Hidden Valley to lessen the burden on everyone and had one of the facilities as general waste and the other as green waste." Now, he said, why didn't they advise everyone prior to them taking their rubbish to Shoal Bay to instead take their green waste to Hidden Valley? A lot of people were left stranded with their utes and cars full of clean-up debris and nowhere to go back but home, as the advice to go to Hidden Valley came very late and some people didn't get the memo in time before they went to Shoal Bay. Now, Choco says, when will the council learn and make sure all trees are out of reach of power lines, or will we forever keep seeing blackouts into the future and with major storms, let alone cyclones? Where's all the funds gone from every sitting government for the past couple of decades for the power lines to go underground? Are we going backwards, not forwards, with the development of this once beautiful and admired city after the rebuild of Cyclone Tracy? Now, Choco says, as for the statement to not put any debris on the verge, did council instruct emergency services to shift through all the debris on the roads that they were clearing up to determine what was council responsibility and what came out of residents' yards? Good bloody point, Choco. And it says, as far as common sense is aware, the main objective was to make sure the roads were cleared of all debris and safe for people to commute on. Also, so traffic could flow without any disruption and danger from the debris. When we started to do the clean-up from Cyclone Marcus, people were out with chainsaws and just raw manual human labour and got into cleaning up the debris off the roads. The Shoal Bay dump was open at 6 a.m. the next day after the cyclone for commercial and residential waste to be dumped. No issues or complaints, just great teamwork and locals pulling together to help each other out. And Choco says, please stop all this bureaucratic bullshit and start listening to the people who elected you and make a difference and change. Moving forward and start getting all the facts before you go on to a live radio broadcast and then make voters think twice about why they voted you in. Now, people were really fired up yesterday after hearing from the Lord Mayor, and I tell you what, I can understand why. Even I was thinking, well, hang on a second, what are we actually doing to help people? You know, what are we actually doing to help seniors to get their green waste to the dump? What do we help, what are we doing to help people? This should not be a difficulty. We should be making it as easy as possible. None of us asked for a cyclone. We all understand that they're going to come, but none of us asked for a cyclone. We all try our best to do the right thing. So anyway, let's hope that by the time we speak to the CEO of the City of Darwin, Simone Saunders, in about 20 minutes, that maybe there's a bit of movement. Anyway, joining me live on the line right now is, Ruth Palmer. She's from the Property Council. She's the Chief Executive of the Property Council here in the Northern Territory. Good morning to you, Ruth.
Oh, good morning, Katie, and I didn't have a top tip for your cubby and poor rain tree.
I know. Well, Struth's top tips were very effective in many other ways, but no, you couldn't do anything to save our rain tree, I don't think. Yeah. Ruthie, how did you fare in the cyclone?
Yeah, a couple of trees down and a broken fence. So, just got to repair that now. But, yeah, other than that, we're pretty good because we're in Palmerston. So, we've got the bonus of the underground power, unlike the others in the northern suburbs.
Well, that's it. And, even for me this morning, we're still without power. I know I'm not alone. There's about 4,999 other people, I think, without power. So those of us without power are probably scratching our heads going, well, are we going to look at undergrounding the power? I guess the problem is we've got no bloody money.
Yeah, and so this is the thing, Katie. There's funds out there available. There's the North Australia Infrastructure Facility. We can urge the Northern Territory government to push the feds in making this an Infrastructure Australia priority. I mean, this is critical infrastructure that needs to come in. We know we live in an area where we are prone to cyclone activity. But not only that, even through the wet season, we see these blackouts. So we really would hope that the Northern Territory government can start really talking to the federal government about the importance of making sure we have that essential enabling infrastructure. If it's a couple of $100 million for that long-term benefit, but also out of the back pocket of Territorians losing food in their freezers, trying to go to work, trying to get kids to school when there's no power. I mean, the cost to businesses and like the households just goes up each time, and the cost of the cleanup as well, and power water going out all the time. Like, surely that all adds up as well.
So, Ruth, from your perspective, do you reckon that there is, that there's potential here that we could actually be getting some federal funding to underground these power lines, or at least try to get the job started again?
Yeah, and, there is those other funding bodies as well, like the NAIF and like Infrastructure Australia. This whole Develop the North, it's all about Northern Australia and let's develop the North. But, the purpose of that seems to not be relevant when it comes to our critical infrastructure. The Darwin, northern suburbs absolutely needs to have that underground power. And yes, it is going to be costly. It might be, in the hundreds of millions, but it's something that should be a priority project because every single time, some people lost power before the storm actually even really hit.
Yeah.
But the cost afterwards, year on year or month on month, all adds up to probably the same amount as it would cost for a once-off of undergrounding. So, it is something that we need to really be pushing, and I would really hope that after this, we're in the first month of the cyclone season. We've still got a 6 months ahead. So, it's looking like we probably would get more given how early this one has come. So, we've really got to start those conversations and we have to get the Northern Territory government to be talking to the federal government around the importance of the NT, our economic opportunities, this whole resilience piece, but also, support cost of living crisis, supporting the people who put food in their freezers and their fridges and have had to throw it all out. This is... It's hurting everybody, and businesses have suffered as well.
Yeah, well, and I wonder as well. Obviously, they announced those payments that some people will be eligible. That $600. I wonder how many people will sort of put that toward, what they'll put that towards, on a personal sort of basis, and whether it will be able to help them to recover some of the goods that they may indeed have lost. I guess that's a whole separate conversation. But you would think that costs a heck of a lot of money for everybody to actually receive those emergency payments too.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I would encourage every Territorian who has been affected to go out and get funding because it is something then you can now fill your fridge and freezers back up. But again, we sort of go, well, when's the next one?
Yeah.
People might be a little bit hesitant to be filling their freezers up now. So you got, it's just one of those things that you got to look at what the benefit is for the long term, but also, the realistic nature of it is that people are suffering, and especially people with medical conditions or people, if they're, the accessibility issues or if they're in units, these are real people going through these real scenarios, and, we really need to get behind and support that.
Ruth, obviously we've got a situation where, where you're calling on the Northern Territory government to speak to the feds about it. Is it something that you will also be writing to the federal government about?
Yeah, so that's definitely something that I can speak with my national team on. I mean, we've gone through and trying to get priority projects through Infrastructure Australia before.
Yep.
We need to make sure that every industry group is pushing for this. So it's you need to have everyone backing it. If you've only got a couple of submissions, it's probably not going to fly. So we need to make sure that everybody's on board. Industry is working with Northern Territory government. We're all putting in the same message and then sending that really strong that this has to be a priority. Our roads and our infrastructure, that these are critical to the lifeblood of how the Territory needs to operate. We're not just, this backyard little town. We're the capital city, and we need to be able to, demonstrate that we have that resilience to be able to keep our economy going and, keeping people employed, but also helping, it's a population growth piece as well. The retention rate, keeping people here. We need to be able to provide them with quality services and the infrastructure to keep them safe, but also to keep them connected.
Yeah. Well, Ruth Palmer, it is good to speak to you this morning. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for having a chat with us. And I think you're going to need to come up with some more tips for, ways to save cubby houses,
when
trees.
There's no power. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good one.
I'll start writing a list instead of my own podcast.
Exactly. You'll start to sound like a prepper.
Back on. Yeah. Hope you get your power back on soon, Katie.
So do I, Ruthie. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
And, the messages and the calls keep coming. I believe that okay. Somebody just called through talking underground power. Put them on the ground and suitably encase them. Lay it along the line like our water supply, questions that person. Yeah, right. I don't know whether that'd be able to happen, but certainly an idea worth sort of looking at, I suppose. Whether it would be any cheaper, I don't know. Whether it would be more reliable, hopefully it would be. Look, there are a lot of messages coming through this morning, and a few that I didn't get to yesterday. So I'll just take it to a couple of the ones from yesterday. Now, Pedro had messaged through and said, "Good morning, Katie. A water main broke in our street early on Sunday morning. Power and water contractors, big shout out to Mike's Excavations, where they were there quickly and they repaired the water main by 8:30 a.m. If contractors are engaged for water issues, why can't contractors be engaged to assist restoring power during such emergencies? Maybe they already have them, but if not, could help getting everybody reconnected faster. Could you please ask the power and water person?" Pedro, that's a really good point as well. And as somebody who's still without power, it is a really good point. You sort of wonder whether we need more assistance. I know we're being told that they were working around the clock last night, and I don't dispute that, but I don't live far from power and water, and I did see all the trucks being parked up in there, probably about 7 p.m. I don't know whether they worked into the night, but if there is any of those electricians, linesmen, anybody out there who want to send us a text and give us a bit of context, we would absolutely love it. Don't need to identify you, don't want to get you in any trouble, but we'd love to hear from you. I know you probably had a big few days. Now, another one here. Good morning, Katie. Thank you so much for all your updates this morning. I really appreciate hearing everything that's happening around Darwin and the community coming together. I live in Ludmilla and haven't had power since 4 p.m. on Saturday. Understanding that we've just gone through a Category 3 cyclone, I'm fully prepared for power to be out for the rest of the week. However, the lack of updates from Power and Water is unfair and unreasonable for the community. I believe Power and Water would know which suburbs would not be getting power back on right away, and just an update to advise that the suburb will not have power for the next 24 hours, etc., would give people an understanding and an expectation of what is required from them. Can you also please clarify, when looking at the Power and Water map of outages, what is the difference between the shades of pink? There's dark pink and light pink. Is there a difference in what that means for those suburbs? Thanks again, Katie. Joe from Ludmilla. Joe, good question. I don't know what the difference is with the light shades and the dark shades. That is something that I'd also sort of wondered. But yeah, I feel exactly the same as you. I understand that my power might not come on. Last cyclone, it didn't come on for 5 days. Now, I too am prepared for that. We've got a generator. Yesterday was absolutely stifling at our place. I don't know whether it's due to the power or what, but the internet, things like that, not working as well as they ordinarily would. By about 9 o'clock last night, I know my boss had messaged me. She said, "You know what, so bloody hot. We've ended up getting a hotel room." Myself and my little family, my husband and kids, at about 9:15 last night said, "You know what, we're just going to go to our in-laws' place." And it's a difficult one for us. Like, we've got animals, we had to take them with us. Our in-laws aren't there, so you're turning on everything, the power, the water, the everything. But we just reached a point where we thought, all right, we've got to try and do something. Now, I'm lucky I'm in that situation where I can go somewhere else, but it is a huge disruption on your family. I don't mind that disruption, but it would be good to know whether I'm going to be without power for another 3 days. so that I can plan accordingly, or whether I'm going to be without power for another 3 hours. I know it's difficult for Power and Water, but I think it does come back to that communication for a lot of people. So, look, we are going to have to take a really quick break before we go to our next guest. Now, we're actually going to be catching up with Entex. We're going to be speaking to that business who have said that they are more than happy to help out with some strategically located skip bins, etc. So we're going to catch up with Eileen Breen, who is the Entex Business Development Manager, in just a couple of minutes.
Our community really do have some amazing individuals, and MIX104.9 want to recognise them. 360 and Darwin International Airport bring you Territorian of the Month. It's about those legends who go above and beyond for their organisations. It's about the people who deserve to be recognised for their achievements. And it's about the people who simply love the territory and make it a better place to live. We want to know about those amazing stories. Visit mix1049.com.au to nominate a Territorian of the Month and stay locked to MIX104.9 and Katie Wolf with 360, the show that gives you a voice in the territory.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
Things you can do in an Uber that you can't do if you're driving. Open a dating app on the way to dinner. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Decide there are no good men on the dating app. Open a different dating app. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Find a cute guy, look at his profile, see he's posing with a sedated tiger. Get the ick. Close the dating app. Open your crossword app. Realize crosswords bring you more joy than men. Uber. Can't do that if you're driving.
This Christmas, you'll find perfect pairings and brilliant gift ideas at IGA Liquor. From beers and wines to Christmas spirits, IGA Liquor has all the right drops for any gift list. Whether you're buying for your uncles and cousins or your work bestie, IGA Liquor can help you find something they'll love. Tick off your Christmas list with all your favourites and more in store at IGA Liquor. And add a gift to your Christmas shop. Head into your local IGA Liquor today. Over 18s only. Enjoy responsibly.
For a limited time only, you can now enjoy unlimited digital access to the Daily Telegraph for just $1 a month for the first 2 months. Visit dailytelegraph.com.au today. The Daily Telegraph, we're for you. New customers only. T's and C's apply.
PayPal Pay in 4 lets you pay later at millions of online stores with no interest and no late fees. Get what you want now with PayPal Pay in 4. Terms and eligibility rules apply. See website for details. PayPal Credit Pty Ltd. Australian Credit Licence 568848.
The OPSM Black Friday sale is here. Get up to 50% off selected frames, 25% off lenses, and 20% off sunglasses and contact lenses. But hurry, offer ends December 1. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. Book an eye test at OPSM today.
Don't miss Black Friday at Colette by Colette Heyman. Get up to 30% off everything. Trend bags, jewellery, accessories. Plus free shipping on Aussie orders over $100. T's and C's apply. Sale on now at coletteheyman.com.au.
With Airtasker, you can get anything done.
Anything? Okay, I gotta move these boxes, pick up my new TV, and meal prep for the week. I'm bulking.
From heavy lifting to furniture assembly, just post a task. Airtasker. Get anything done.
65 for stubbies, 72 for tins, 2 cases.
Don't get stuck in a cool room doing beer math. Grab great prices in-store with Appy Deals on the BWS app. Appy Deals not available on our website. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
Black Friday sale now on at Optus. Save on the Samsung Galaxy S25, now half price on select plans. Yours for $700 with an eligible Optus plan over 36 months. Hurry, ends 1 December. Visit Optus today. 256 gig model, T's and C's apply.
360 with Katie Wolf for Darwin International Airport. Your connection to the world starts with Darwin International Airport.
Now, it is just on about 19 minutes away from 10 o'clock. We are going to be catching up with the CEO of the City of Darwin in a few minutes' time. But yesterday we received this email after we got off air. Actually, it was this morning we received this email from Entex. Now, they'd said they'd heard the interview that we'd done yesterday with the Lord Mayor and regarding the post-cyclone clean-up, and their director immediately sprung into action on how they might be able to help the community and in particular the elderly and the vulnerable. Now, part of their business is skip and hook bins, and they've reached out to the councils to offer those bins and logistics services for no charge. They've said they'd like to understand some more strategic locations that they may be able to place those bins for green waste to try and help the community. What a great thing to do. Now, joining us live on the line is Eileen Breen, NTEC's Business Development Manager. Good morning, Eileen.
Good morning, Katie.
Lovely to have you on the show. Now, Eileen, tell me, you guys heard the interview with the Mayor yesterday, and you probably heard us talking about, well, some of the seniors and others that are in a tough spot at the moment with so much green waste.
Look, definitely. And you know, when we hear things like that, we're part of a community, and that's probably one of the best things about living in the Northern Territory in the Greater Darwin area is how people pull together. And we've got this skill set in waste management, and we thought, well, we could actually be part of the solution. And we got the team together. What could we do? And our skip bins and our hook bins that we generally use just for recyclable waste, construction and demolition waste, we said we could offer those to the vulnerable, to the seniors in particular, who just don't have a way of getting their green waste to Hidden Valley.
You bloody legends. Now, did you then contact the councils? What did you do next?
Yeah, we contacted the waste management team at the City of Darwin. We have a really good relationship with them. So they're very keen to see how we might be able to work together to take our skip and hook bins to some strategic locations, because it's really understanding where they need to go, where can they best be of use.
Yeah. Well, and this is the thing, just to try and make it a bit easier for Territorians, which I know happened after Cyclone Marcus.
Yeah, that's right. You know, and this is the beauty when we all pull together, and we're seeing examples of that over the last couple of days of, as you said, neighbours helping cut up trees, maybe your rain tree. I did watch that on social media, hit your cubby house. We've lost about a dozen trees on our own property. You know, it's just how it goes. But really, you know, we came off pretty lightly, but there's still a big clean-up to do. And, you know, we just really believe in being part of the solution.
Yeah, you're so right. You know, like, we're all territory tough. We're a very resilient bunch. We all understand that we're going to lose trees and things like this are going to happen in a cyclone, and we're all doing so much to try and help one another. It would just be wonderful if we can make it a little bit easier for people to then be able to get rid of that green waste.
Yeah, look, absolutely. So, you know, hopefully we come up with some information about where those bins might go and how that's going to work. We have the logistics to pick the bins up. And, yeah, hopefully you will see across Darwin some NTEC's bins. Look out for the big red bins with NTEC's Code Red, which is our recycling facility. And hopefully we can give a hand.
Well, Eileen, I hope so. I really do. We're going to catch up with the CEO of the City of Darwin in a couple of minutes' time, so we'll certainly be asking about it. Because, as I say, I know after Cyclone Marcus, there were skip bins around the place. There was also verge collection. There was quite a bit that the council had done to really try to make sure that, you know, that they help people out. Because I think the other side of this is, if it's not a little bit easier, sometimes then what you start to see is people dumping things illegally.
Exactly. We've got to make it as easy as possible, and we can do that. We've got a really great waste industry and recycling industry across Darwin and the Northern Territory, and I can see they're all stepping up to do their bit.
Yeah, you're spot on. Well, Eileen, lovely to talk to you, and what a great team of Territorians you must have working for you as well, if everybody's sort of heard that and thought, what can we do to help?
Oh, they're brilliant. They're probably all listening in now, so big shout out to the NTEC's and NTEC's Code Red team.
Oh, good on them. Eileen, thanks so much for having a chat with me this morning, and that really kind offer. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's Eileen Breen there from NTEC's. She's the Business Development Manager. And I tell you what, you know, everybody's coming forward going, how can we help? What can we do to help each other? So we are going to catch up with the City of Darwin CEO Simone Saunders in just a moment's time. After 10, we are going to be hearing from the Palmerston Mayor, Athena Pascoe-Bell.
This is the Top End's best kept season. Shorter queues, better deals, and our local secret spots all to ourselves. MIX104.9's ready to get out and enjoy our favourite places again. Only quieter, cheaper and way more yours. The crowd season is over and we're giving you the chance to win some amazing top-end fun. From waterfalls to the best accommodation and dining, plus tours, experiences, fishing and culture. Book best kept season deals now at tourismtopend.com.au. And be sure to stay listening on the station that's 100% NT, Mix 104.9.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
65 for stubbies, 72 for tins, 2 cases.
Don't get stuck in a cool room doing beer math. Grab great prices in-store with Appy Deals on the BWS app. Appy Deals not available on our website. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
It's time to turn up the volume, show off your skills, and become the karaoke superstar you were born to be with Let's Sing 2026. Whether you're a first-time performer or a karaoke king or queen, Let's Sing 2026 invites you to step into the spotlight. Get ready to take the stage. There's something for everyone, from modern hits to timeless classics. Download the VIP pass to access over 180 additional songs. Let's Sing 2026 is available now on PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch.
PayPal Pay in 4 lets you pay later at millions of online stores with no interest and no late fees. Get what you want now with PayPal Pay in 4. Terms and eligibility rules apply. See website for details. PayPal Credit Pty Ltd. Australian Credit Licence 568848.
For a limited time only, you can now enjoy unlimited digital access to the Daily Telegraph for just $1 a month for the first 2 months. Visit dailytelegraph.com.au today. The Daily Telegraph, we're for you. New customers only. T's and C's apply.
Escape your pricey telco this Black Friday with Amasim. Right now, you can get an Amasim mobile plan with 100 gigs of data, which includes 20 gigs Black Friday bonus data for just $15. That's right, 100 gigs for just $15 on your first renewal. And every Amasim SIM plan comes with unlimited data banking when you remain on your plan. So escape your pricey telco at amasim.com.au. Amasim! 28-day expiry. Bonus data offer ends 2nd of December. Ongoing is $40 from second renewal and 80 gigs from fourth renewal. T's and C's and Fairgo policy apply.
Your bank keeps your money safe, pays your bills, tracks your taps. But did you know the points you earn through your bank could pay for your next holiday? With Velocity Frequent Flyer, you can transfer credit card points from major Aussie banks and unlock over 500 destinations worldwide. You bank with the best, so why not fly with your fave? Tap, transfer, travel. Your points, your holiday. See if your credit card's eligible now at velocityfrequentflyer.com. Velocity membership and individual partner T's and C's apply.
The King Black Friday sale ends soon. Save up to 60% on Australian-designed, award-winning furniture. So why buy ordinary furniture when you can come home to King? Hurry, sale ends soon. Shop online or visit a King Living showroom today.
Join the conversation with Katie Wolf. You're our eyes and ears in the territory. Mix 104.9.
It is 10 minutes away from 10 o'clock and joining us live on the line is the CEO of the City of Darwin, Simone Saunders. Good morning, Simone.
Morning, Katie.
Simone, first off, where are things at with the cyclone cleanup in terms of getting rid of the debris and things across the road and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, look, the City of Darwin teams are well underway with the cyclone cleanup. We've actually stood up our emergency operations centre, so all calls that are coming in from the public or anything via email or also Snap, Send and Solve, all is being triaged within the one centre so that we make sure that we prioritise our resources as part of the cleanup. But really the priority has been and still is roads clearing, making sure that we've got clear access to roads. So you'll notice green waste piling up on the side of roads where we're moving to clear those roads. Also, there's some people that have had their driveways that were they couldn't get in and out of their driveways, so that's another priority. And once we work through that, we'll start to look at some verge clearing and also our sporting ovals. The kids are keen to get back to sport as well as the adults.
Okay, that's a bit of a backflip from what the Lord Mayor had told us yesterday about that verge clearing. So does that mean that the council is going to be out helping locals with that verge clearing and with their green waste?
Look, I think the difference between we've pushed verge items to the side, and where you've had trees that have actually fallen on the verge, then we will be coming and clearing those. What we do ask, though, is any residents with trees inside their own property, they need to make arrangements for those themselves. We don't want people to put them out on the verge, and they need to either do a claim through their insurance and get a contract, or alternatively, they can take it to the Hidden Valley overflow waste site that's been set up. So you can go in there, there's no lines, queues, really easy process to go through that.
We've had seniors get in contact with us saying that they've had trees fallen down in their yards. They've obviously then got those trees. They've had neighbours help them to get them out on the verges. So you're saying that the council's not going to help them to have them cleared?
Look, Katie, where we've got trees on verges, we will be working systematically through clearing those verges. And we've also got a process, working with the Northern Territory Government on a whole-of-government approach. There was the first call this morning on how we go through the recovery phase, and we're working on those plans. But if there's stuff on verges at the moment, blocking footpaths or, public safety as well, we'll continue to work through that, and there will be broader plans as well on how we clear those verges.
What's changed since Cyclone Marcus? Because after Cyclone Marcus, the council made a real effort to make sure that those verges were cleared. I've got a press release that you guys sent out after Cyclone Marcus where you also spoke about the fact that you worked with the Northern Territory Government to get more than 110 skip bins out in key locations. So what's changed?
Look, there's a comprehensive emergency waste management plan that the Northern Territory Government has, and that's been built since 2022 over a period of time. And within that, it specifies how we will manage waste in a disaster, in particular green waste, and that includes the overflow site that's currently been set up in Hidden Valley. That's part of that waste management plan. We knew about it last week prior to the cyclone.
So why wasn't that communicated to people? Why wasn't that communicated to people last week that Shoal Bay would be closed and that Hidden Valley would be activated?
Yep. We communicated on Friday very clearly through multiple channels that Shoal Bay would be closed.
Where?
I could send copies of this media releases. It was on the Facebook page and it was on our website. So it's definitely out there, Katie. And
do you reckon, though, to be fair, do you think that people are sort of looking on the council's Facebook page or website about whether Shoal Bay is going to be open post-cyclone on Friday last week?
I also did media last week on this as well, Katie, letting people know what would be closing because we had a lot of facilities closing on the Friday. So there was broad media and it was covered quite extensively on ABC.
Is Shoal Bay closed is Shoal Bay closed because there's damage, or is Shoal Bay closed because it was going to be closed over the weekend due to the cyclone looming?
Yeah, what would happen is our facilities were closed over the weekend due to the cyclone looming. Our teams went in there when it was safe to do so on Sunday.
So what was communicated on Friday? What was communicated on Friday? That it was going to be closed because there was a cyclone looming?
It would be closed until further notice. So that was what was communicated on Friday very clearly to all members of the public. But what did happen on Sunday is that we didn't get the communications, and we can't do the Northern Territory Government's communications, did not come out on Sunday about the Hidden Valley overflow site. And there was also some communications that came out advising people to take, not from City of Darwin, advising people to take waste to Shoal Bay when the facility was closed. So Shoal Bay is a facility like any other building that has to do an inspection of weighbridge and the actual site and access, as you can imagine. When we did those inspections on Sunday, we found that there was a partial road collapse inside the facility, which meant that the actual where you put the waste, almost like at our internal transfer station, the waste could not get moved to the landfill cells. And there was also some systems on site that are necessary for running the broader operations at Shoal Bay that weren't working.
Okay.
So therefore it was continued to communicate that Shoal Bay was closed. As part of, though, the recovery plans, and again, they're within the waste management and the emergency plans, Shoal Bay remains closed to the public whilst we make sure we clear patriciples and rotten food waste and any emergency waste. And that's exactly how the plan's been run. But there will be more communications, Katie, that will come out later today on Shoal Bay operations. We've got a few more things to do, but there will definitely be more communication.
All right, so hopefully we're in a situation, I'm assuming, that Shoal Bay's able to be operational over the next couple of days?
Yep, look, that's absolutely what we're hoping for, but I can say it will not be accepting green waste.
Okay.
So public green waste, you still need to go to Hidden Valley, and it's set up really well, either commercial or public.
We've spoken to them this morning.
There.
We've definitely had them on the show this morning to give us that level of detail. I do want to ask you, I know the member for Sanderson has certainly written to the Lord Mayor asking on behalf of constituents of Sanderson to request that the City of Darwin provide green waste roadside pickup as a matter of urgency. I mean, is this something that you think could be coordinated? I don't know whether it's something you've got to work through with the Northern Territory government, but is this something that we can coordinate here? Because I guess what people are feeling really disappointed about is that, you know, we're seeing Territorians come together, help each other out, and then we've got the council reportedly telling people that they're potentially going to get a $1,000 fine if they've got green waste on the verge. Like, it's just really un-Territorian.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure of those particular communications, but what I can definitely say that City of Darwin's focus, and this is for all our teams who are doing an amazing job, is on recovery and not enforcement at this time. So I hope that gives the public comfort that that's absolutely recovery, not enforcement, is where City of Darwin is at the moment. But on the other issue, we are coordinated whole of government response to how we deal with waste on verges. And like I said, it's the first recovery call this morning, and it's very much so within the teams to how we work with our waste management plans, both the Northern Territory governments and how it intersects with the City of Darwin plan. We have, it's not in Northern Territory, the emergency lead is the Northern Territory government. The funds flow to them from the feds and then come to councils, but it's quite restrictive what councils can and can't do, different to in other jurisdictions. So, but
get
please
it.
let people,
Totally get it, but at this point in time, people don't really want to see politics being played. They want to make sure that they've got that support to be able to clean up, you know, the debris, everything that is around the place. And the council does a phenomenal job pre-cyclone cleanup. But, you know, I guess post-cyclone is when a lot of people need that bit of a hand.
Yeah, look, I completely agree, Katie, and I'm not in the politics of this. I'm purely operational and running the priorities that make sure we have childcare centres open, community facilities, and that's the priority for the City of Darwin team, and they're doing a fantastic job. And there is absolutely a coordinated approach in the background. For instance, Northern Territory government needed more trucks yesterday, and we've released some of our trucks, which slows down some of our cleanup operations, but there was another priority. So we've put resources and contractors over to support the Northern Territory government. So I assure the public that it's absolutely happening in the background, and City of Darwin and other councils are working with the teams inside the emergency response elements of the Northern Territory government.
I know we'd heard from Entex, a local business, just a few minutes ago. They'd said, Katie, we're more than happy to get our skip bins out in strategic locations around the northern suburbs in an effort to try and help people. Is that something that the council and the government will potentially work together to coordinate or facilitate?
Look, I haven't had that direct request for me, but I know the lady from Entex, so I will reach out, and it's something that we need to do as part of this coordinated whole of government response. Yeah. So we can feed that into the processes and the plans that are currently underway. And thanks for letting me know, and I'll reach out to them directly.
Well, look, I just think people are at the point, like, I get it, right? I totally understand that, that it's a big job for everybody, but nobody wants to see a situation where we've got elderly people, those that maybe cannot get their stuff to the Hidden Valley tip or whichever tip they're able to get to because they just simply can't. And what we saw after Marcus was everybody coordinate together to make it happen. I just feel a bit disappointed that it doesn't feel like that's the case.
Look, from my perspective, that's how it is happening behind the scenes with City of Darwin working with the Northern Territory government. There has definitely been some mixed messaging in relation to sites and facilities that have come out, and we're going to, after this call, we've got some really clear questions and answers that we're going to put out again to our website, social media, and to the media to cover off those additional queries for people. So I think in that communication piece, absolutely,
Excellent.
we can always do better. And I encourage people as well, Katie, because we've got the Emergency Operations Centre set up, 8930 0300, press 1. And if you've got a query in relation to Cyclone Marcus, you know, what to do with your private property, if you've got trees hanging across fence lines and council properties, the team is ready to assist with those queries and triage anything to get the clean-up underway.
Well, Simone Saunders, CEO of the City of Darwin, really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much for having a chat with us, and let us know, like over the course of the week, if some of this does change, we're more than happy to have you back on to make sure that we can communicate it to our listeners.
Great. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you. It is just on 10 o'clock. Let's take a bit of a break for the national news.
Could it be a stapler? A blender? Your Uncle Kev trying to fix the washing machine again? Oh, you stupid! Whatever it is, it's not what you think. Or maybe it is. That's the beauty of the secret sound. It's the frustratingly fun guessing game, and there's cold, hard cash up for grabs. All you have to do is figure out the sound. Simple, right? Wrong guesses, weird theories, and a sound that will keep you guessing. Win the cash. Play the secret sound with MIX104.9. Thanks to Territory Tyres, your one-stop shop for everything tyres.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
It's time to turn up the volume, show off your skills, and become the karaoke superstar you were born to be with Let's Sing 2026. Featuring your favourite artists, Let's Sing 2026 is available now on PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch.
PayPal Pay in 4 lets you pay later at millions of online stores with no interest and no late fees. Get what you want now with PayPal Pay in 4. Terms and eligibility rules apply. See website for details. PayPal Credit Pty Ltd. Australian Credit Licence 568848.
True or false? Black Friday's the biggest sale of the year at Bingley.
True.
It's on now.
True.
I'm in charge.
False.
Mum's in charge.
True.
There's huge deals on TVs, tech, fridges, ovens, washers, coffee machines, vacuums and more.
True. Just make a purchase at Bingley and you're in a daily draw for your chance to win a new appliance. True.
And we're giving away a new Volkswagen ID4 Pro.
True.
I need a new car too.
False.
Black Friday, our biggest sale of the year at Bingley. Terms and conditions apply.
65 for stubbies, 72 for tins, 2 cases.
Don't get stuck in a cool room doing beer math. Grab great prices in-store with Appy Deals on the BWS app. Appy Deals not available on our website. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
The OPSM Black Friday sale is here. Get up to 50% off selected frames, 25% off lenses, and 20% off sunglasses and contact lenses. But hurry, offer ends December 1. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. Book an eye test at OPSM today.
Escape your pricey telco this Black Friday with a MIX1. Right now, you can get an MIX1 mobile plan with 100 gigs of data, which includes 20 gigs Black Friday bonus data for just $15. That's right, 100 gigs for just $15 on your first renewal. And every MIX1 SIM plan comes with unlimited data banking when you remain on your plan. So escape your pricey telco at MIX1.com.au.
MIX1!
28-day expiry. Bonus data offer ends 2nd of December. Ongoing is $40 from second renewal and 80 gigs from fourth renewal. T's and C's and Fairgo policy apply.
For a limited time only, you can now enjoy unlimited digital access to the Daily Telegraph for just $1 a month for the first 2 months. Visit dailytelegraph.com.au today. The Daily Telegraph, we're for you. New customers only. T's and C's apply.
Your news now.
Hey there, I'm Jess Kennedy. One Nation leader Pauline Hanson is returning to the Senate today after she was suspended for wearing a burqa. She was seeking to block the full-face coverings on security grounds. National Senator Matt Canavan has told Sky it's not on.
The stunt was disrespectful to Muslim Australians. As I said, it cheapens our own nation's parliament, and it doesn't win you anything. And ultimately, I want to win for the Australian people.
Court today for a 15-year-old boy charged over a fatal stabbing in Sydney. The teen's accused of knifing a 17-year-old boy in the leg at a park yesterday afternoon. The alleged attacker handed himself into police last night, accompanied by his parents. The search for missing South Australian boy Gus Lamont continues today. Police will focus on 6 abandoned mine shafts in the area 2 months after the 4-year-old went missing. And Macquarie Dictionary's word of the year has been announced. It's AI slop, referring to poor quality content created by generative AI and usually contains errors. In sport, Nick Kyrgios has committed to playing at the Kyrgyz Classic ahead of the Oz Open. He'll join the likes of Matteo Berrettini and Lorenzo Musetti for the exhibition event in Melbourne. And Brisbane could add the AFLW Premiership Cup to its booming trophy cabinet. The Lions and Roos clash in Saturday's grand final at Icon Park for the third straight year. North Melbourne star Ash Riddell hopes to cap off a big week with the flag after being crowned the league's best and fairest. That's the latest news and sport.
In and Outboard Marine's build-up chalkboard sale is on now. Save mega on all Quintrex, Bar Crusher and Stabicraft boat packages in stock now. Gonzales Road, Francis Bay. MIX104.9's Tides and Weather.
Checking those tides, we're heading for a low tide of 1.73 metres at 2:45 this afternoon. And the weather forecast, partly cloudy out there, medium chance of a small shower this arvo. Catherine should still remain dry until the weekend at least. Now in Catherine, they're heading for a top of 38, 34 for the rural area, 33 degrees today for Darwin. And across the top end right now, 31 in Catherine. Out in Humpty Doo, currently sitting on 32 degrees. And in Darwin City, sitting on 31.
Katie Wolf, covering the issues that are important to you.
Another busy hour coming your way. We've got so many messages coming through on the text line. I'll just take you to one that came through from James in Wallagi, and it says, "Hi, Katie. As Peter Styles' first test as mayor, it doesn't look good when he's throwing the Northern Territory government under the bus and passing the buck to his CEO. The tip was open after Cyclone Marcus, and they could manage the rotting foods, etc. back then. Then to threaten residents with fines is abysmal. Peter said before he was elected that he'd listen to the residents and what they thought was important. Well, how about he steps up to the plate and starts to lead," says James in Wallagi. Now, just to take you across as well, actually, I will introduce Kathleen Gazzola, who's in the studio with me right now. Good morning to you, Kat.
Morning.
Now, we'll get to the news in a moment. Also this hour, we're going to catch up with Power and Water. We're going to be hearing from the Mayor of Palmerston, Athena Pascoe-Bell, and we're going to be speaking to the member for Sanderson and speaking about the fact that, they're calling on the council really to get the Verge collection of green waste going. Now, I think it's a very fair suggestion to make. And in fact, on the weekend when I was walking down the street going to check on one of the older people that lives down our street, and I was walking along with the Tolners and we were, chatting to each other, we saw a council car kind of come down the street, driving slowly down the street, and we thought, they must be checking whether it's clear or not, and then maybe they'll get out and about on that Verge collection. So everybody just assumed that there was going to be the green waste Verge collection. And I'm talking about like the people that live down my street. Some of them have lived down my street since Cyclone Tracy. So they assumed that there would be that Verge collection after a cyclone because that's what's happened in previous years. Now, one of our very astute listeners also went and found the old press release that went back following Cyclone Marcus. And basically it had said over the past 12 days they'd had 207 ground and operations centre crews involved in the post-Cyclone Marcus cleanup. All the roads now passable with some minor blockages on suburban roads remaining, and crews have been cleaning up streets fence to fence, including green waste on verges. And removing that green waste from the verges is going to be continuing, although it remains a lower priority, which is fair enough. But they'd said that the Northern Territory government would be placing 110 skip bins at locations around key suburbs for green waste. That included Alloa, Jingali, Lianya, Nakara, Tiwi, Wanguri until a few days later, and that they were then going to move following each collection to a new location. No household rubbish or construction material though. So literally 110 skip bins going out, like NTEX had kindly offered, out so that those different areas could have the green waste collected a little bit more easily. Then in addition to that, they also said that they were going out and cleaning the verges, cleaning those verges, collecting it. So I don't know what's changed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure either. Maybe a bit of turnover within staff who went through Marcus, not being able to explain that. I just feel like the messaging has just fallen flat, and perhaps there's been a breakdown between the Northern Territory government people and some council people, especially with coordinating that Hidden Valley versus Shoal Bay situation. You know, originally that Hidden Valley, what we originally heard was that it was open at 1 p.m. yesterday, but then VTG called us to say that they were actually open from midday on Sunday. I think there should be a bit of a review of all that, especially with Power and Water as well, and government and council as to their processes. You know, we had days leading up to FINA with the threat of what she was going to be and ended up being on the higher end of what had been predicted. So, you know, everyone else was told to prepare, and I feel like that comms has fallen a little bit flat.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's been a dropping of the ball really probably as well, you could say, since Friday in terms of some parents not knowing whether their kids should go to school. I know I've been contacted by teachers as well saying, Katie, just felt like it was really tough for us on Friday, really tough for a lot of families as well. And then even getting the kids back yesterday for some schools, they were kind of going, we've still got a bit of debris and stuff around. So I totally get it. It's an emergency situation. It's a tough situation, no matter how you look at it. It's a tough situation for individuals, let alone all the government departments and everybody managing or trying their best to manage things. But one thing I will say is the key to all of this is if you communicate with people and you communicate with them well, most of the time, 99% of the time, I would say that they're pretty understanding.
That's it. I think it's just letting people know the process. Like, yes, Shoal Bay was closed on Friday due to the cyclone, and then it was remained closed for further notice. But I don't believe I read anywhere that there was a road that had been damaged until Stasi came on here and told us. And, you know, then we still hadn't had the proper information around Hidden Valley, which sure is arranged from the Northern Territory government. But again, that's their breakdown between NTG and council putting that information out there. So, yeah, obviously Marcus was 7 years ago. That's not very long. 8 years ago. It's not very long. People still remember that. So
disappointing to think you're going backwards rather than forwards as well with some of that stuff.
It's tough. I think if people just had known prior to that, you know, a Hidden Valley location was going to be open pending the cyclone and the damage, they probably would have checked that out prior to. Hopefully, as Simone said, that, you know, she will chase up NTEX to get those skips. That should hopefully help.
And hopefully a bit of work now behind the scenes between the council and the government, and that may be all the councils as well, not just Darwin City Council.
Yes, because let's not forget Litchfield had theirs closed, but then all of a sudden I saw yesterday afternoon that I flicked to you that theirs was going to be open.
There you go. But one that didn't close was Palmerston, and we are going to catch up with Athena Pascoe-Bell as well this hour. Kat, what's making news headlines?
Yes, well, the cleanup continues post-FINA with Power and Water restoring around another 1,000 homes overnight, with about 5,000 still without power, although that could have reduced since this morning. Meanwhile, out of 66 government schools impacted by the cyclone, just one school remained closed this morning. Middle Point Primary required essential repairs before being reopened. The speed with which schools have reopened has copped mixed reaction, with some parents and teachers telling 360 some facilities should have remained closed until the cleanup was complete. A domestic and family violence reduction strategy has been launched by the NT government, set to strengthen community safety. The 3-year plan will deliver 45 initiatives across prevention, intervention, response and healing. It will also help Territorians recognise the warning signs of violence and where to find help. The roadmap is now online and can be found on the NT government website. Added to this is a disappointing incident coming out of Alice Springs. A 17-year-old has been arrested over a domestic violence incident on Sunday. Around 4:30 p.m, police received a report that a disturbance was occurring around Todd River near the Alice CBD. It's alleged a 17-year-old assaulted a young woman known to him by throwing rocks at her. He left the scene before returning with a blunt weapon and hitting her several times to her head and body. People nearby intervened and fled. Police responded and a short time later arrested him, finding the alleged weapon. The victim was taken to hospital for treatment. He's been charged with aggravated assault and going armed in public. If you or someone you know has experienced difficulties due to domestic violence, call 1-800-RESPECT.
Good stuff. Well, not good stuff, the domestic violence, but thanks for keeping us up to date, of course, with local news there, Kathleen. And we know Parliament's sitting this week, as you touched on there, so it'll be a busy week for us between the cyclone cleanup and Northern Territory Parliament.
Yes, hopefully things will will slowly start to return to more normal once you have power.
Yeah, well, once everybody's able
And
to
everyone
bloody sort
else.
out their clean-up too.
That's it.
Because you drive around, I don't know if you've been down Ross Smith Avenue at the moment, but there's still a massive tree down along there. You go sort of around the back of some areas of Stewart Park, near Tiger Brennan. There's a
Lee
huge
Point
tree.
was really hit.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of trees along there was really felled as well.
And no doubt it's definitely going to take some time to get all of that clean-up done. But I know there's a lot of people who are pretty worried about sort of all the green waste that they've got. And it is all, trees that have come down, palm fronds, all that kind of thing. Everybody's done their bit to try and make sure that their yards are clean before the cyclone. But you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and we'll have Power and Water very shortly with some of those questions as to where their comms have really gone, because their updating online is really lacking. I received power, thankfully, late yesterday afternoon.
Yep.
But looking online, my home still says that it's red,
it's
without power. So something, again, has broken down there. So we'll have to ask those extra questions.
Well, Kathleen, thanks so much for keeping us up to date with all things local news.
Thank you.
And coming your way next, we are going to be hearing from Power Water. Mike Besselink, the Executive General Manager of Core Operations, is going to be joining us in the studio in just a moment's time.
Hey, it's Dan from Mix Brecky. Jump onto our Facebook page and check out our naughty or nice question and you get to vote. I've got a staycation to give away for our best kept season. I catch up with Christy from Wildcare Incorporated about how we can look after the birds that need rehoming after lots of trees fell down after FINA. And I also catch up with the RSPCA about what we shouldn't be doing with newborn kittens.
Mix Brecky for Harvey Norman Darwin, Stewart Highway, Berrima.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
It's time to turn up the volume, show off your skills, and become the karaoke superstar you were born to be with Let's Sing 2026. Featuring your favourite artists, Let's Sing 2026 is available now on PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch.
Uber to the club and I'm feeling groovy. Can't sing now, just watching a movie.
Can't do that if you're driving. Doing the world on your phone.
Play a little trombone.
Uber. Can't do that if you're driving.
65 for stubbies, 72 for tins, 2 cases.
Don't get stuck in a cool room doing beer math. Grab great prices in-store with Appy Deals on the BWS app. Appy Deals not available on our website. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
The OPSM Black Friday sale is here. Get up to 50% off selected frames, 25% off lenses, and 20% off sunglasses and contact lenses. But hurry, offer ends December 1. Exclusions and T's and C's apply. Book an eye test at OPSM today.
For a limited time only, you can now enjoy unlimited digital access to the Daily Telegraph for just $1 a month for the first 2 months. Visit dailytelegraph.com.au today. The Daily Telegraph, we're for you. New customers only. T's and C's apply.
Escape your pricey telco this Black Friday with a MIX1. Right now, you can get an MIX1 mobile plan with 100 gigs of data, which includes 20 gigs Black Friday bonus data for just $15. That's right, 100 gigs for just $15 on your first renewal. And every MIX1 SIM plan comes with unlimited data banking when you remain on your plan. So escape your pricey telco at MIX1.com.au.
Amazing!
28-day expiry. Bonus data offer ends 2nd of December. Ongoing is $40 from second renewal and 80 gigs from fourth renewal. T's and C's and Fairco policy apply.
You know Petstock?
The blue one?
Yeah, they've gone big for Black Friday. There's up to 30% off selected dog and cat food, flea, tick and worming, dog and cat treats and more.
In-store and online?
Yep, better be quick. Sale ends Monday at Petstock.
Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
With Airtasker, you can get anything done. Anything? Because there's a huge spider in the bathroom and I need someone to get rid of it. No task is too big, small, or 8-legged. Whatever you need done, just post a task. Airtasker. Get anything done.
True or false? Black Friday's the biggest sale of the year at Bingley.
True.
It's on now.
True.
I'm in charge.
False.
Mum's in charge.
True.
There's huge deals on TVs, tech, fridges, ovens, washers, coffee machines, vacuums and more.
True. Just make a purchase at Bingley and you're in a daily draw for your chance to win a new appliance.
True.
And we're giving away a new Volkswagen ID4 Pro.
True.
I need a new car too.
False.
Black Friday, our biggest sale of the year at Bingley. Terms and conditions apply.
360 with Katie Wolf for Darwin International Airport. Your connection to the world starts with Darwin International Airport.
You are listening to MIX 104.9's 360. Now, I'm pleased to say that joining me in the studio right now from Power and Water, it is Mike Besselink, the Executive General Manager of Core Operations. Good morning to you, Mike.
Good morning, Katie, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to see you again. Mate, you getting any sleep at the moment or just out there checking power lines?
Look, I think everyone's doing their bit and hopefully getting home to have a bit of sleep, but it does play a bit on the mind, so it's a bit harder to get to sleep.
It would be, yeah. When you know when you know there are still people without their power, I'm sure that you want to make sure it's restored as quickly as possible.
Absolutely.
Mike, how many Territorians or how many residents have we now got back online?
Well, I'm pleased to say that as of this morning, we were looking at about 14,900 back online, so that's still about 5,000 customers that we still have to restore. But after less than sort of 48 hours, that's it's been a massive effort by the teams.
Now, mate, I'm one of those customers that's still not restored. What is the situation with some of the people that are still without power?
I was having a think last night, Katie, because we use various terminologies about suburbs being put back on power and feeders being re-energised, and I know that's probably terminology that is not familiar with people. So I was thinking of a bit of an analogy that I could use, and if you were running an extension cord from your house down to the backyard and you were plugging a number of appliances in down the back, and you go up to the house and switch on for the extension lead, that's us powering up the suburb.
Yep.
When we get down to the backyard, we find that some of those appliances might not be working because they're not plugged in properly or there's something not working on them.
Yep.
That's sort of where we're at. So when we say, your suburb's on, we've powered up the extension lead. We're hoping that everything is connected, but sometimes it's not. So what we want customers to have a look at is if they have got people next door that has got power on and they haven't, please give us a call because... And I'd also like to say that we are also now looking at, as you know, and I've spoken to you in the past about the smart meter rollout, we are trying to utilise data from those smart meters in suburbs where we believe the power's on and start to have a look through to see if those smart meters are actually communicating with us, and that might give us an idea of houses that are off as well.
Okay, so, I know I can speak from experience. So at our place, we've already called Power and Water on a few occasions to say that the power's still not on. We've done everything on our side of things in terms of getting an electrician out because we do know that a tree fell on the power line. I think our tree's famous for just how much it fell on. But, in our situation then, the rest of the street's powered up on either side of our house, but we're still not. So if there's anybody else listening this morning that's in a similar situation, what do they need to do?
Look, all I can say at this stage, Katie, firstly, congratulations doing everything that you needed to do to get your side of the things fixed up. Do exactly what you've done. Call in, let us know. We're also, as I said, checking from our end so that we can try to work out who we've got and what we can actually do with those.
And so what's the process from your perspective now with those 5,000 odd that are still without power? What's the process?
So today we're concentrating on restoring power to a number of suburbs, and I've just got a bit of a list here. So Neemaluk Road, Ludmilla, Lee Point Road, Berrima, Jingley, East Arm and Alloa is our focus at the moment. We have a number of complex jobs, and when I say complex jobs, they're ones where we've got to remove infrastructure that's been damaged, like poles or cross arms or whatever, where we have multiple bays of wires down that have got to be restrung. Some high voltage assets need replacing, so they might be transformers and things like that have been damaged. So, and in some areas we still have some very large trees over lines that we need to remove. But those complex jobs are in areas, Lee Point Road at the Buffalo Creek end, Jingley, Wellington Parade in Alloa, Stewart Highway in Berrima at the JB Hi-Fi side, Neemaluk Drive in Ludmilla, Stewart Highway near Robbie Robbins Reserve, Kennedy Road, Humpty Doo, Dundee Beach and Gun Point. So they're jobs that are a bit more complex. So we're concentrating on those ones I said earlier, and then we're moving on to sort of planning and getting things ready for some of these more complex jobs to get done.
So when do you anticipate that everybody's going to be back up and running?
That question is one that we keep asking ourselves as well. As I've been sort of saying, there's going to be a bit of a tail to this. I don't know how long that tail is.
Yeah.
But as we get the bulk of the customers on, we'll be starting to concentrate on a lot more of those single or potentially double ones that come from different transformers and things, and we'll start to be getting a clearer picture of what's left.
So I guess if you're someone like me who's in a situation where everybody else in your suburb appears to be on, you may be out for another few days.
At the moment, it could be that you're back on this afternoon. It might be that you might be a few more days. I couldn't really give you
I guess that makes it really difficult for people to plan. I know that's not your problem. You guys are out there trying to do things, but it makes it tough for people, right?
It does, and it is a difficult one because we are trying to get the bulk of our people of our customers back on first. So as we start to look through and get those large ones, until we then get the picture of whether it's 5, 10 or 100 people that are still without power as an individual basis, it's hard to actually tell that one. But, I really do understand the frustrations that people are having. I really thank them for their patience. I do know that as this wears on, that patience will wear thin, and we are doing the best that we can do at the moment to sort of work through these as quickly as possible. So
are you pretty hopeful, I guess, that you'll get another big chunk of people on this afternoon, though, or throughout today?
We are very hopeful that we'll get another very large chunk on through the course of this day. Yes.
So at this point in time, we've got about 14,900 online and about 5,000 left.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, have you got crews that have come from other locations? Have they arrived now to be able to help out?
Yeah, so we've got crews from Catherine, Alice Springs, Tennant Creek who have been up here. We've also got crews from vegetation contractors who are helping us with those complex tree removals. Just even on that, it's removing trees from power lines isn't as simple as just cutting them and letting them go, because as you can imagine, they're under tension when they actually come down. So people have got to be very cautious if they're just hanging over on lines, because they can just fling up like a rubber band as things happen. So it is a job that they have to work through, and in some cases they have to cut the lines first before they can cut the tree and then repair the lines afterwards and those sorts of things.
It can be quite complex for people.
It can be quite complex.
And what about then with some of our more senior people living around the Northern Territory? Does Power Water sort of go out and make them a priority as well?
I think, again, it'd be if we've got people who are in a position where they're either needing, any medical or whatever assistance,
more
vulnerable people. We do understand where our life support customers are, but but if there are people who have just certainly ring in and make it known, and then we can at least sort of see how we plan and prioritise some of those things.
Mike, we've had a couple of questions about the, about the map and it, whether it's actually showing the places that are back online. I know that some people are saying their power's back online, but they're still coming up as red. Is it sort of real time or not?
It's not quite real time, Katie. As you can imagine, as we're out in the field doing these things, we gather the data, we send it back in, then people update, and that can be out by some periods. One
of the other questions was, how come some of the locations are pink and others are red?
Let's just say that's a foible of the system. If it's red, it's red or red. Pink is red.
They're all the same. Even though they're different shades, they mean the same thing.
That's right. I think it's something to do, and it's out of my depth, but it's something to do with overlays on our GIS system.
Okay, so it's nothing, nothing to be concerned about.
No.
All right, well, Mike, we'll let you go because I know you've got a busy day ahead, but I guess to anybody out there that's still without power today, what do you say to them?
Look, we're working with our teams as hard as we can to get people back on power. I would say hopefully over the course of this day we're going to get another very large chunk of people back on, and then we'll start to work into those that are remaining. I thank everybody again for the patience they're having, and we are trying our best to get these things done.
Well, Mike Besselink, Executive General Manager of Core Operations, thank you as always for coming in, and I don't know, hopefully by tomorrow or the next day it'll be the last time you got to come on this week because everybody will be back on.
I look forward to that day.
I'm sure you're hoping for it. Yeah, Katie. Good stuff. Bye. Thank you. It is just on 10:30. Now that number, if you want to call through, 8941 1049.
Starting your day the right way. It's Mix Brekkie with Dan.
And now that I'm speaking with you, I'm thinking, God, last time that I flew, it was good weather, and then we stopped because of wet season coming through.
You need to get back in the air for sure. I think what we kind of got stuck on was more so the RPL exam, which does need a decent amount of study put into it. So life and
Why is it that it's so easy to get into the cockpit, have a bunch of fun, but when it comes to using the books, you're just like, ugh.
And unfortunately, it never ends. Doesn't matter what stage you're at.
Mix Brekkie with Dan for Harvey Norman Darwin, Stewart Highway, Berrima.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
It's time to turn up the volume, show off your skills, and become the karaoke superstar you were born to be with Let's Sing 2026. Featuring your favourite artists, Let's Sing 2026 is available now on PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch.
Got to move places? With Airtasker, you can get anything done.
Anything? Okay. I gotta haul these boxes up to my new place, unpack, pick up my new TV, drop off my old keys, and...
Go on.
And meal prep for the week. I'm bulking.
Airtasker's got your back. From heavy lifting to meal prep. Whatever you need done, post a task, watch the offers roll in, and choose the best tasker based on their ratings and reviews. Airtasker. Get anything done.
True or false? Black Friday's the biggest sale of the year at Bingley.
True.
It's on now.
True.
I'm in charge.
False.
Mum's in charge.
True.
There's huge deals on TVs, tech, fridges, ovens, washers, coffee machines, vacuums and more.
True. Just make a purchase at Bingley and you're in a daily draw for your chance to win a new appliance.
True. And we're giving away a new Volkswagen ID4 Pro.
True.
I need a new car too.
False.
Black Friday, our biggest sale of the year at Bingley. Terms and conditions apply.
IKEA family members can enjoy up to 40% off selected products during our Black Friday sale and 50% off main meals. Not a member? Join today. It's free. Offers available from 28 November to 1st December. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply.
IKEA. Hunt with Ladbrokes and enjoy a quicker, levelled up app. Find, place and track bets with Ladbrokes faster than ever before. Imagine what you could be buying instead.
G'day, Kimmy's dad. If you can, have a quick squiz at your leg. It supports, bends, flexes so you can walk and run. Bone, muscle, nerves working together. A marvel of biological engineering. And a lot more than the sum of its parts. Same as CrimSafe. A bunch of clever bits like the unique screw clamp system that work together too for the strongest security screen you'll buy. What's real strength? I'll give you a leg up. CrimSafe. If it's not CrimSafe, it's not CrimSafe.
You know what's local as? Your favourite coffee spot. The neighbour who lends you their mower. And now, your energy provider. At Sumo, we're 100% Aussie owned with a local call centre. So when you need help, you're talking to real people who get what it means to live here. Switching's easy, service is solid, and your power stays sorted. No worries, no drama. Sumo. Energy as local as your morning coffee run.
360 with Katie Wolf for Darwin International Airport. Asia's closer than you think. Start your journey with Darwin International Airport.
You are listening to MIX 104.9's 360. Now, as we know, Cyclone Fina, certainly that force has been felt right across the right across the top end, I should say, not all of the Northern Territory, just up here in the top end. But certainly in Palmerston, they have kept the waste dump out there, the Archer Waste Management Facility, open, and things seem to have been running fairly smoothly. Joining us on the line to let us know where things are at, Athena Pascoe-Bell, the Mayor of Palmerston. Good morning, Athena.
Good morning, Katie.
Athena, talk us through, how's the cleanup going out in Palmerston? Have you had many trees down? What's it like?
Yeah, as you mentioned, Archer is up and running, which is probably the most important thing. We have had a significant number of trees have come down, and the cleanup will progress slowly as we get more information. But all of our council facilities are open. They were open as of yesterday at 8 a.m, so that includes Archer Waste Management Facility, as well as the library, the recreation centre, the community halls. All of our community bookings have returned to normal as well. Yesterday, with the opening of the Archer Waste Management Facility, we saw 1,763 vehicles go through for the day, which is a large number of vehicles. Most of it is green waste, but please expect delays today and on the weekend due to, obviously, the volume of cleanup of green waste. So we're just asking the community to be patient when you do go to Archer. At the moment, if you can safely store any fallen green waste on your property, please do so until you're able to find the time to take that to the tip. We're asking residents not to put green waste or other rubbish on the council verges, only the regular bin service, which has now returned to its normal schedule.
Look, I'm a bit perplexed by that in Darwin and also in Palmerston. Like, for a lot of people, depending on what they've had fall down, you can't fit it all in your yard.
Well, that's what I said. If it's convenient, then please do that. If you can arrange to have it taken to the tip, then you can do that as well.
Are you guys going to be enforcing fines or anything if people have them on the verge? Are you guys going to be are you going to be enforcing fines or anything if people do have green waste on their verges?
I'd have to speak to our regulatory team about that, but at this stage we are asking people not to put green waste on the verge.
What if they sort of don't have any other option? I mean, I had the same discussion with the City of Darwin a little bit earlier this morning. What if they don't have any other option in terms of the space in their yard and they're maybe seniors and they're not able to get it to the tip themselves?
We are working on what we can do to assist other people in the community, especially those that you've mentioned, seniors and people with mobility issues. But it needs to be a coordinated response. At this stage, we're asking people not to move things onto the verge. So if the senior's able to move things onto the verge, then I imagine they're able to get them to the tip or get someone in to help
Not
them.
necessarily. We had Robin in Malden. Sorry, I'll just
Katie,
cut in there for a moment.
We are under an emergency
seriously?
situation and we are dealing with it the best that we can with the resources we have.
Okay, all right.
People
I
can
want
ring
to
the
take you to
council
what a
line.
listener has been in contact with us
People can ring
about.
the council
Are you
line
gonna-
on 8935 and put their issue to the council staff who are still taking reports. We've had 297 jobs logged and they are still coming in. So if you are in a desperate situation, please ring the council on 8935-9922 and the staff will do their best to assist you.
Okay, we're
But at
doing an
this stage,
interview
we are
or is it a
asking
public
the
service
majority-
announcement? Are we
At
doing an
this
interview?
stage,
Do you want to hear what some of the listeners actually want asked or are you just going to read out a press release?
I'm sorry, we are in an emergency situation.
Of
and
course
the staff
we are,
dealing
but
with
we've
it the best
actually
that they
got...
can.
Yeah, and I'm actually
So
not having a
I've
crack at you. I was
advised
trying to ask some questions that regular
Yeah.
people want answered. So we
But
actually
the
had a
community
senior...
has to understand that
All
we're
right.
still in an emergency situation.
Okay, well let's
and
put
I'm just asking
let's
that
put one of
people
those
please-
questions then to you that one of our listeners did ask. So Robin in Malden had been in contact with us yesterday. She said, Katie, I'm 77. I've got a lot of green waste that we've had to get out of the yard. I've managed to do that with the assistance of my neighbours, but I'm now in a situation where I can't really get all of those loads of rubbish to the Archer waste station. So she was wondering what may be able to happen or whether there might be any assistance in that space.
Yes, please ring that number, 8935-9922, as I've mentioned 3 times now, and the council staff will take the details and see what we can do to assist.
So with
But we
someone
are
like her,
asking
is it
those
okay to
people-
leave it on the verge? Because she's got it on the verge because that's how the neighbours had helped. So that's, I guess, what I'm trying to get to is for somebody like one of those seniors, is it okay for them to have it on the verge if they've been able to get it that far out? I'm not trying to have an argument with you. I'm just trying to
Okay.
find out
If-
what the go
if
is
that's
for
where
them.
the waste is now, but please, look, I've had reports of people moving waste onto the verges and onto the road.
Okay,
as
well, that's-
which is really disappointing.
That's
and we're
not
trying
me,
to
though.
avoid
That's
that.
not me having a crack at you about that. That's
No,
me just
but we
trying
are
to ask
trying
the
to
question.
we're trying to avoid people blocking footpaths and blocking the road by carrying waste out onto the roads.
Yeah, totally
so if you're
get
able
that.
to keep it in your property for now, please do so. If you need assistance, please ring the council and we'll see what we can do. I'm trying to get other services in to help assist those people who are vulnerable and are mobility impaired to try and, get this recovery happening
All right.
faster.
What about in
because
terms
there's only
of...
limits to what emergency services will do for us and will do for those people in the community.
Okay, ready for a question?
We can get that. Sorry?
Ready for a question?
Sure.
What about any tip bins and that kind of thing? Is that something that the Palmerston Council's going to be looking at to try to help people?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Any of those, like we'd spoken a little bit earlier this morning, and certainly following on from Marcus out in Darwin City Council, after Marcus, they'd had some of the big bins. I'm trying to think of the right word for them. The tip bins. Yeah, the skip bins. Sorry, the skip bins. They'd had those out on the verges. Is that something that the Palmerston Council might look at doing?
We didn't have any skip bins out at Cyclone Marcus, and we did have the support of the Marines and the Army for that event. And it was a lot more green waste following Cyclone Marcus. And obviously the City of Darwin's in a completely different position because they were hit much harder than we were here in Palmerston. So each community is managing the event as best as possible for their situation. But at this stage, we are not looking at skip bins. We didn't do that for Cyclone Marcus, and so we're not looking at that.
Okay, ready for the next question?
Sure.
Will you guys be doing verge collection, or that's not something that you feel will be required at the moment?
That's not something that we're looking at the moment. As we collect more information from the community about their service needs, we'll work on a plan moving forward.
Okay, next question. Will the Palmerston Council be fining people if they do leave things on the verges? Understanding, that you've pointed out you don't want people leaving it across footpaths or on the road.
Please don't. That's what I'm asking. Please don't do that.
So it sounds like you don't want to have to really fine people.
I don't want to fine people, but there have been situations where, it's been reported to me that people were moving their stuff onto the verge and then expecting that the council will clean it up. Please don't do that.
Okay, so out in Palmerston, make sure that you can get it to the dump. If you're in a situation where you actually can't get in contact with the council, and the Palmerston Council will see what they can do to try and assist.
Yes, please.
Okay, we got a question from a listener. This one actually came through yesterday. They say that they were scheduled to have their rubbish collection on Saturday, but they were missed, obviously, as a result of the impending cyclone, which is fair enough. But they're wondering then when that collection is going to happen.
Okay, so that collection was actually cancelled, as you mentioned, because of the cyclone. It wasn't a missed collection. We have been able to get back and collect the bins from some residents who were in a desperate situation. But I can tell you that those suburbs, their normal collection is resuming as of tomorrow because we have collection twice a week in Palmerston. If you're in a desperate situation in Gunn, Driver, Grey and Bakewell, then we are allowing you to use your yellow recycle bin for additional general waste for tomorrow only.
All right.
And that will be collected along with your other red bin.
All right.
So does that make sense?
Well, hopefully it does for our listeners. Thina Pascoe-Bell, Mayor of Palmerston, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Now, that number, if you do want to call through, 8941-1049. If you want to send us a message this morning, love to hear from you, 0499 711 360. But look, you might have to provide advice if you are going to be asking a question of the Mayor of Palmerston. Anyway, we'll move along because there's quite a bit happening around the place and quite a few people, concerned about lots of things happening. Interestingly, there hadn't been a lot of criticism of the Palmerston Council about the cyclone cleanup, so I'm not really sure why the Mayor was sort of so defensive and didn't want to hear those questions being asked. But nonetheless, we do our best to make sure that we can get those questions asked. In fact, all in all, most of the feedback for Palmerston Council has been pretty positive, I would say, really quite positive in terms of what they are doing. You can send us a message, give us a call and let us know if you feel otherwise. But we are going to head across right now and catch up with Minister Jensen Charles. Now, he'd actually taken to Facebook yesterday and sent a letter, as I understand it, to the City of Darwin to ask about that clean-up post-cyclone and to see whether there may be able to be verge collection of green waste. Now, Jensen Charles, the Minister, joins me on the line. Good morning to you, Jensen.
Good morning, Katie, and good morning to all listeners.
Now, Minister, as I understand it, you've written, I think, to the City of Darwin about the verge collection for green waste. Why did you decide to do that?
I need to make it clear. So I haven't done that as a minister. I have done as the member for Sanderson on behalf of the residents of Wagaman, Ulagi, Anula and Marara. The reason being, when I was out and about on Sunday and been working with the community to assist with the cleanup, that's something that people asked me because there was a similar kind of service provided to people after Cyclone Marcus. So they asked whether I could raise with the City of Darwin to have like a similar sort of service because that was expectation from the people.
And so what kind of situations are you seeing in your electorate at the moment, Jensen? Are there have you got quite a few seniors that are maybe struggling a little?
Yes, I do have seniors. I do have like individual, single mothers who are struggling. And this morning I had visited one person living by herself and got like 2 trees leaning over to her house. So I was able to provide the number. She contacted with NTES and booked a time with them. So hopefully that will get done in the next few days because it's and I think they are assessing the risk as well, like how risk it is, and they're doing their triage process and making that happen. When it comes to specifically the greenway, so on Sunday morning, people start to come out to the streets and then helping each other, and they were making sure, like I think their neighbors were okay, and they were providing that extra hand. And by lunchtime, there were like piles of green waste everywhere, and at that point, there were no facility open. So they had no choice other than leave it on the verge at that point in time because the Shoal Bay was closed. And the government made the decision on Monday to open the Hidden Valley because the Shoal Bay was closed and it was only available for the commercial operators.
Yeah, I know it's been a difficult one. It does seem as though people are sort of starting to, to understand now that they're able to head out there to Hidden Valley. We'd spoken to the operator a little bit earlier this morning. I guess, for some people it may be that they've got an enormous amount of green waste that they're trying to get out there or, like we've spoken about, those seniors just trying to get it out. So if it was able to be coordinated a little bit more easily, Jensen, as the local member, I know we'd spoken earlier this morning as well to a wonderful local business who's got the big skip bins. I'd accidentally called them tip bins earlier, but the skip bins out in some of the different suburbs following on from Cyclone Marcus. They had, another business, I'm assuming, had those big skip bins out in different suburbs. Do you reckon that would be something that would be helpful as well?
I would say everything, additional thing would be helpful because when it comes to seniors and then people who struggle with their daily living, so we can't expect them to taking the green waste to the tip because some older people that I'm trying to assist in my community are the people who are struggling to manage their lawn at the front of the verge. So if there is an expectation, those people are going to take these things to the tip. I would say I think that's impossible. So what I would like to see as a local member, that there is a solution for this, and I think how we can work together with the council and the governments to come and then help these people who need that support. And I need to add that I spoke to the mayor this morning, and I'm waiting for a formal response. Because there are trees that was was on the council land that was kind of fallen across to the property that people actually chopped into pieces and kept it on the verge. So it's not just people are concerned about the green waste from their property because they stepped up and then make sure that they are supporting the community. They're helping others to get out of their driveway. So there was a good People work together to make sure, to support each other. So now it's about, I think, the council and the government to looking about, I think, how we can put one step forward and then support that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we want all back to business as usual.
Yep.
And we are seeing that we are in that direction, but we don't want to have this people concerned about this too much.
Well, Jensen Charles, I think it's a really fair point to make and one that obviously you are making as the local member. I really appreciate your time this morning. I know you've had to step out of Parliament, so I'll let you go.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you. Now, that number, if you'd like to call through this morning, 8941 1049. Plenty of messages coming through on the text line. I'll get to those in just a moment.
Katie Wolf, covering the local issues important to you.
People don't need to panic. Again, this is about being prepared. And what prepared means, your listeners will be predominantly sort of Darwin and Palmerston based, but what being prepared means is being able to look after your household, your family, for 72 hours. So that's clean water, food, blankets, batteries, all those types of things. And again, your emergency kits should be ready to go and at this time of year, but there's no cause for alarm or panic. It's just about being organised and keeping up to date with the latest information.
Catch up on what you missed on the iHeartRadio app. Katie Wolf on MIX104.9 from 9am weekdays. Thanks to Darwin Mazda, your home of the premium 7-seater family SUVs.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
With Airtasker, you can get anything done. Anything? Because there's a huge spider in the bathroom and I need someone to get rid of it. No task is too big, small, or 8-legged. Whatever you need done, just post a task. Airtasker. Get anything done.
You know Petstock, the blue one.
Of course. I love the blue one.
Well, they've gone big for Black Friday.
Really?
Yep, there's up to 30% off selected dog and cat food from all the big brands. And up to 30% off selected flea, tick and worming. And dog and cat treats.
I just don't know how they do it.
Plus 25% off cat litter and 20% off toys and more.
Wow. Okay, I'm off to shop at Petstock.
Better hurry. Sale ends Monday at Petstock, the blue one, in-store and online.
Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
True or false? Black Friday's the biggest sale of the year at Bingley.
True.
It's on now.
True.
I'm in charge.
False.
Mum's in charge.
True.
There's huge deals on TVs, tech, fridges, ovens, washers, coffee machines, vacuums and more.
True. Just make a purchase at Bingley and you're in a daily draw for your chance to win a new appliance.
True. And we're giving away a new Volkswagen ID4 Pro.
True.
I need a new car too.
False.
Black Friday, our biggest sale of the year at Bingley. Terms and conditions apply.
Christmas is coming, and Woolworths has your stocking stuffers sorted with half price on cosmetics. Shop in store or online today at Woolworths. Until November 25, while stocks last, may not be available in all stores or online. Exclusions apply.
The KFC BBL is back, louder than ever, from December 14 to January 25. This isn't a quiet day at the cricket. It's a night out you'll never forget. It's cricket turned up to 11, louder and faster than ever before. Lights on, volume up, and the crowd roaring. It's big hits, big moments, and even bigger noise. There's games all summer long, so grab the crew, bring the noise, and let's BBL. Search BBL tickets to secure your seats.
How good's this weather? Sun's out and it's a balmy 28 degrees right now. You know what this is? This is barbecue weather. And Barbecues Galore has everything you need to make the most of it. Whether you're getting your Christmas shopping list sorted early or looking to upgrade your barbie and outdoor area for summer, don't miss out on Black Friday bargains at Barbecues Galore. Hurry, sale ends December 2. Visit Barbecues Galore Artarmon or shop online at barbecuesgalore.com.au.
At TAFE New South Wales, find your gift in cybersecurity, accounting or finance, with the skills to be part of our economic and digital future. Enrol now for Semester 1 2026. Search TAFE New South Wales. RTO 9003.
Katie Wolf, covering the issues that affect you every day. and only on MIX 104.9.
Well, we've got a lot of messages coming through on the text line. We are being inundated with messages. Keep them coming. Like we always say, you guys are our eyes and ears out there, letting us know what's on your mind, what's important, some of the answers that you want to different questions from some of our decision makers around the Northern Territory, I guess, if they let you ask those questions. But anyway, you can text through and we do our best. I apologise that, one of our listeners pretty upset actually with the Palmerston Council and really wanted some further questions answered from the Mayor of Palmerston. Now, this person said, in relation to, she says she's feeling like she's being gaslit by the City of Palmerston. She said there is zero acknowledgement that they missed the bin collection for Saturday and are now being told that it's going to be emptied as scheduled on Wednesday. Any other time there's been a missed service, it was caught up the next business day. Granted, there's been a cyclone, but nothing's been done to prioritise general waste collection, flood and household waste in the suburbs. She says this is a health and safety issue and the communications have been poor, with council ignoring messages and not acknowledging their own posts they deleted, stated the Saturday service would be rescheduled on Monday. She said, adding here that the suburbs affected includes Driver and Grey, plus others that, she says, are known for low socioeconomic and zero care factor. And just last week, the recycling bins were missed in Driver and they were caught up a day later. So that person really quite annoyed with the management of the rubbish out there by Palmerston Council. I've got to tell you though, most people have been fairly happy, I think, with the way in which Palmerston Council have managed things, which is why I guess I was quite surprised by the Mayor being really quite defensive when she jumped on and usually with an interview it's question and answer. Not somebody just sort of going through a whole press release. And we do have a lot of questions that come through for various decision makers, particularly at a time like this. Now, I don't know whether it's a situation where the councils are sort of getting annoyed with questions being asked about the verge collection or with people wondering whether they're going to be fined if they've got green waste on the verge. But, you can't shoot the messenger. Like at the end of the day, I'm asking questions because Territorians are messaging us, asking us those questions. And that's me doing my job. And I really do find it quite interesting then when you have politicians or other decision makers getting really upset with the person asking the question. And yeah, I get it. Sometimes I'm pretty abrupt with the way in which I need to ask those questions because we're juggling time in here and we're trying to make sure that we get all of them asked. Now, unfortunately, I apologise to everybody that lives in Palmerston. We really didn't get all of those questions asked this morning. But, all we can do is our best. Now, somebody else has messaged through and said, hi, Katie, who would have thought we'd have Cyclone Fina and Athena in the space of 1 week? One here, Katie, what a something. I admire your self-control. True character emerges under pressure. That one there from Dave in Marara. Thank you, Dave. Look, it's not my intention in any way, shape or form to be having a crack at the Mayor of Palmerston. In fact, all I wanted to do was ask some questions that our seniors had put to me. Now, when I've got somebody who's a regular listener of the show, Robin, who is a beautiful woman who works bloody hard as a frontline worker, asking me yesterday questions about that verge collection, of course I'm going to try and get that question answered for her. Now, Amy's messaged through and said, Katie, where the hell has the councillor's humanity and kindness gone? Damn fines shouldn't even be a spoken word. Kindness, human decency speaks in volumes. Somebody else saying, Katie, read the bylaws. Taxpayers aren't subsidising ratepayers that don't bother. Yeah, fair enough. Like, I get it that, that people are going, well, why should I be cleaning up the green waste, or why should my rate payments be cleaning up green waste when others aren't sort of cleaning up after themselves? Totally get that. One here from Jill, it says, with all due respect, Katie, if the Lord Mayor says yes to leaving green waste on the verge for elderly or residents that cannot move it themselves, I'm pretty sure everyone will do it, even if they are able. Can you imagine the amount of rubbish all over the place? Yeah, Jill, it's a good point. I totally understand what you're saying. It is a very good point. Now, look, there's others coming through that are maybe a little bit mean, so I'm not going to read those out. I understand your frustration. Now, one from Rob, and it says, "Hi, Katie and Kathleen. Who does this, Palmerston Mayor think she is? You're trying to find out what's going on." That one there from Rob. Look, there's plenty of others. We're going to have to take a quick break, but I do just want to read this one out from Wiz in Anula, and it says, "Hi, Katie. What a load of crap. In the last big blow, I worked for a major contractor for weeks, and that's all we did was clear the curbside. These councils are a joke. What has changed?" says Wiz in Anula. I don't know what's changed. I don't know whether, too many people's power's still out and they're a bit grumpy. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe that's me. But yeah, I just sort of think to myself, there's so many Territorians out there at the moment helping each other. And we're all doing our best to try to help each other. And, even for me, if I could go out at the moment, if I didn't have my own green waste to get rid of, if I could go out and help some seniors, my husband and I, to go and do that, well, we would. What I can tell you in some fantastic news is I got word a little bit earlier this morning that, by the look of it, our prison work crews are out, and they are going to be out there assisting the elderly and also the disabled with the cyclone cleanup in their yards. So that is fantastic news there from Corrections, that they are getting those work crews out and about to be able to help.
Brendan Jonesy Jones, Amanda Keller.
This is Jam Nation, where Amanda's a movie-loving...
I sat in the cinema with the smell of stinky teenage feet and I was alone.
Fountain of knowledge.
4th century BC. This is from Aristotle. Heard of him?
Yes.
Jonesy's a pain in the ain, he said. Isn't that interesting?
While Jonesy's your theatre critiquing...
I remember once seeing Grease the musical with you.
That was the worst production.
Maybe because you'd had 18 beers.
Tech bro, entrepreneur.
You've got to have an app to use a hammer these days, mate. Welcome to the world.
Jam Nation. Jam Nation.
Weeknights from 6.
Jam
Nation. Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
With Airtasker, you can get anything done. Anything? Well, my grass is knee-high. I've got plants growing into my neighbour's yard, and I told them I'd sort it out 3 weekends ago.
From mowing to rescuing plants, just post a task. Airtasker. Get anything done.
True or false? Black Friday's the biggest sale of the year at Bingley.
True.
It's on now.
True.
I'm in charge.
False.
Mum's in charge.
True.
There's huge deals on TVs, tech, fridges, ovens, washers, coffee machines, vacuums and more.
True. Just make a purchase at Bingley and you're in a daily draw for your chance to win a new appliance.
True. And we're giving away a new Volkswagen ID4 Pro.
True.
I need a new car too.
False.
Black Friday, our biggest sale of the year at Bingley. Terms and conditions apply.
IKEA family members can enjoy up to 40% off selected products during our Black Friday sale and 50% off main meals. Not a member? Join today. It's free. Offers available from 28 November to 1st December. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply.
IKEA. Hunt with Ladbrokes and enjoy a quicker, leveled up app. Find, place and track bets with Ladbrokes faster than ever before. Imagine what you could be buying instead.
At Woolworths, save all season on Pepsi soft drink 375ml cans 30-pack. At a summer price of $25 was $28. That's 84 cents per can. Shop in-store or online at Woolworths. While stocks last, may not be available in all stores or online.
PayPal Pay in 4 lets you pay later at millions of online stores with no interest and no late fees. Get what you want now with PayPal Pay in 4. Terms and eligibility rules apply. See website for details. PayPal Credit Pty Ltd. Australian Credit Licence 568848.
At TAFE New South Wales, find your gift as you develop your literacy, numeracy and digital skills, preparing you for your dream career. Enrol now for Semester 1 2026. Search TAFE New South Wales. RTO 9003.
Harvey Norman's Black Friday sale is on now for a limited time with hot offers store-wide on all the big brands. There's more in-store at Harvey Norman with in-store demos. The staff really know their stuff. Ask about the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3 i5 laptop with stunning clarity and reliability. Save $400, now $698. And the Acer Nitro gaming laptop with GeForce RTX 5050 graphics card, now $1,398. That's a saving of $800. Sony Mark IV noise-cancelling headphones are the hot price of $328. Save $110. And the Garmin Fenix 7 Pro Sapphire Solar GPS smartwatch, now $898. Save $630. Harvey Norman's Black Friday sale is on now. More offers in store and online. Go Harvey Norman. Get in store today.
Your news now.
Hey there, I'm Jess Kennedy. Northern WA still remains on alert with Cyclone Fina crossing the coast as a Category 3 storm overnight. An emergency warning is still in place for Cambridge Gulf to north of Faraway Bay, with the storm weakening to a Cat 2. It's expected to weaken to a tropical low later today. Forget the barbecue. Pauline Hanson has chucked a steak on a sandwich press for her dinner with Nationals MP Barnaby Joyce at Parliament House. Labor's Amanda Rishworth telling Nine she's got concerns.
I hope that's cooked well through.
Final submissions will be heard today at the inquest into the Bondi Junction stabbing tragedy where 6 people were killed in April last year. The hearing is expected to honour the bravery of Inspector Amy Scott, who confronted attacker Joel Couchy and ended the rampage within seconds. And Aussie dog owners are being asked to better prepare for deliveries with a concerning number of attacks on posties recorded. New data has revealed 46 posties are falling victim to dog-related incidents each week. That's about 9 each day. New South Wales is the worst offending state. In sport, Aussie skipper Pat Cummins says he's half a chance to return for the second Ashes test at the Gabba next week, but Josh Hazlewood will miss the Brisbane Clash with his hamstring injury. And EPL fans have been left in shock after a feud between teammates played out on the world stage. Everton's Idrissa Gueye was sent off for slapping his own teammate in the face just 13 minutes into the match. Despite being down a man for 80 minutes, the side managed to beat Man United 1-0. That's the latest news and sport.
In and Outboard Marine's build-up chalkboard sale is on now. Save mega on all Quintrex, Bar Crusher and Stabycraft boat packages in stock now. Gonzales Road, Francis Bay. MIX104.9's Tides and Weather.
Checking those tides, and we are expecting a low tide of 1.73 metres at 2:45 this afternoon. And the weather forecast, it's partly cloudy, medium chance of a small shower this arvo. In Katherine, though, they should remain dry well into the weekend. 33 is the expected top in the city. In the rural area, 34 degrees, 38 in Katherine. Now, at the moment, in Darwin City, sitting on 31. Out in Humpty Doo, currently sitting on 32 degrees. And in Katherine, on 32.
Katie Wolf, covering the issues that are important to you.
Another busy hour coming your way. In a few minutes' time, we're actually going to try and get in contact with the former mayor of Darwin, I should say, Convat Scarlett, and talk a little bit more about what they've done after Marcus. And yeah, just kind of find out, get a bit of context, I suppose. But anyway, joining us in the studio right now is Kathleen Gazzola. Good morning, Kat.
Good morning.
What's making headlines this morning?
Yes, well, the cleanup continues post-Cyclone Fina, with Power and Water restoring around another 1,000 homes overnight, with about 5,000 still without power. They're hopeful another chunk of people will be back online later today. Meanwhile, out of 66 government schools impacted by the cyclone, just one remained closed this morning. Middle Point Primary required essential repairs before being reopened. The speed with which schools have reopened has copped mixed reaction, with some parents and teachers telling 360 some facilities should have remained closed until the cleanup was complete. A 17-year-old has been arrested over a domestic violence incident in Alice Springs on Sunday. Around 4:30 p.m, a police report was received of a disturbance occurring around Todd River near the CBD. It's alleged a 17-year-old assaulted a woman known to him by throwing rocks at her. He left the scene before returning with a blunt weapon and allegedly hitting her several times to her head and body. People nearby intervened and he fled. Police responded a short time later. He was arrested, finding the alleged weapon. The victim victim was taken to hospital for treatment. He's been charged with aggravated assault and going armed in public. If you or someone you know is experiencing difficulties due to domestic violence, call 1-800-RESPECT. And a boy has been arrested in relation to an aggravated robbery, also in Alice Springs on Sunday evening. Just after 7 o'clock, police received a report of an alarm activated at a service station in Breitling. It's alleged a group of 6 boys entered the business and began taking items off the shelves when one of the alleged offenders, aged 12, produced an edged weapon and allegedly threatened the 40-year-old employee at the counter. The group fled the scene, but the 12-year-old allegedly returned and threatened the worker a second time. Police arrived and arrested the boy. The remaining youths were taken home into the care of a responsible adult. Thankfully, the victim was not injured.
Well, thank goodness that victim wasn't injured. Kathleen, quite a bit going on this morning. The messages continuing to flow through, isn't there? Like, there's a lot of people getting in contact with us over the last couple of days, as you would expect after a big incident like a cyclone flowing through, and a lot of conclusions, or a lot of, I suppose, comparisons, probably the right word, being drawn to Marcus, certainly, as we spoke about a bit earlier. But like we've had quite a few people saying that the Palmerston Council have been doing a really good job. Mm-hmm. We've got one here from Bob, who said, Katie, the Palmerston Council has been awesome. We're in Farrer and next to a green council block, and the two ladies from Program Maintenance Services were on the job early Monday morning and did a fantastic clean-up. Good stuff, says Bob.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of the flavour from most people. Obviously, there are a frustrated resident in particular who's contacted us about the bin verge collection, of course, and that's not great for them in that area of the collection, for sure. But overall, in terms of clean-up, people have been pleased pretty much. I suppose maybe the stress of everything and the outcome from it is just, Yeah,
I'm not sure. Bizarre, quite bizarre. But anyway, and look, I guess for a lot of our seniors across the top end, it's sounding as though the corrections are going to have the work camps, or the prison workers out and about, able to help some of those seniors, and also some of those maybe with a disability. It does sound as though, in the end, we got there, of course, in that discussion with Palmerston, and also obviously with Simone Saunders earlier this morning, that if there are seniors or those with disabilities, sounds like there's going to be quite a bit further discussion kind of happen behind the scenes as well, to try to make sure that those people are actually helped to get their green waste where it needs to go, and make sure they're not fined.
Yes, that'd be the main thing. Obviously, they shouldn't have to cop a massive fine like that, and I would hope that if for some reason that they do, that they're able to have the ability to explain what is going on themselves. And also, obviously, a Palmerston Mayor was trying to get a number out there that, if you do require help, I hope that you can call the councils and that you also get answered too.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the big one, is because we've been hearing that a lot over the last couple of days. These are the numbers to call. Even myself yesterday, hearing that about power and water. Well, you call the numbers and it's bloody hard to get through.
Yes.
If you can get through in a lot of those cases. I've not tried either of the councils myself because I'm self-sufficient, right?
Yeah.
Like, my husband and I are very self-sufficient. We're not in a situation where we need somebody to help. We have had probably one of the, more damage than most throughout Cyclone Fina, but I'm not asking for a free handout. I'm not asking for any special treatment.
You're not saying all this to get extra help yourself. If people are believing that, that's not the case. You're just providing your own personal experience that someone else might relate to and don't have the platform to be able to put those extra questions. So we have received very similar questions and experiences to what you're going through, and that is what you're putting to people. It's not trying to get a head up on yourself. It's just putting it out there, relatable experiences to other people.
To other people, that's exactly right. And understanding exactly what you're going through. Particularly, though, the ones that I do think of are our seniors. Like, I think to myself, it is difficult.
Or someone has a disability.
Yes, and particularly if you're maybe on your own, if your loved one is no longer alive, and you're then in a situation where you're trying to do it all on your own, that's really tough. That's tough going for different people.
And not everyone has access to a trailer.
That's right.
Can afford one either.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I always think of these situations and think of my mum, or think of my in-laws. My in-laws, they're lucky because there's two of them, and they're able to get it done themselves. themselves. But for my mum, I think, well, she'd absolutely require my husband or our family to help her out, but not everyone's in a situation where they've got that.
That's right.
So then if you are in that difficult situation, as we have literally heard and seen, phone calls coming through to you, text messages coming through to us saying, what do I do, Wolfie? You know, how do we how do we make sure that we don't get fined or that we don't wind up in a situation where we've got the stuff on the verge? And I just, I felt, I don't know what the right word is, but when the Mayor had said, well, if you're in a situation where you can get it on the verge, I'm sure you're in a situation where you can get it to the dump. I thought, not quite right.
No.
But I'm sure she'll hear that herself as she goes around and talks to different residents and they approach her, for different reasons. Yep. So, all's fair in love and war. I'm not offended. I always move on. I don't know if she is, but I know that a lot of our listeners were not real happy about that. But anyway, if you've got something on your mind this morning, you can most certainly get in contact with us. But Kathleen, we're going to try and catch up as well with Convat Scarlett, the former mayor, to find out a little bit more about the clean-up post Marcus and how things are a bit different. So we'll do that. But if you've got something on your mind, love to hear from you. If you want to call through this morning, 8941 1049. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you.
It is just on 11:15, and absolutely you can give us a call if you'd like to. We always love to hear from you on the show. Plenty of messages coming through on the text line this morning. We'll do our best to get to those, and certainly put your questions out there. Do our best to get them answered. We can't always guarantee that we will, but we will certainly try. But if you want to call through, if you've got a situation that you reckon we need to be aware of, 8941 1049.
9's always got your afternoons covered. Take your break after 12 for the long lunch with Sarah. Then hit the road with Andrew for your drive home from 2. Then get your comedy fix with Christian O'Connell from 5 and Jonesy and Amanda after 6. Plus, catch up on anything you missed through the iHeart app and visit MIX104.9.com.au for all the latest prices. It's 100% NT and only on Mix 104.9.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
With Airtasker, you can get anything done.
Anything? Okay, I gotta move these boxes, pick up my new TV, and meal prep for the week. I'm bulking.
From heavy lifting to furniture assembly, just post a task. Airtasker. Get anything done.
You know Petstock, the blue one?
Of course. I love the blue one.
Well, they've gone big for Black Friday.
Really?
Yep, there's up to 30% off selected dog and cat food from all the big brands. And up to 30% off selected flea, tick and worming. And dog and cat treats.
I just don't know how they do it.
Plus 25% off cat litter and 20% off toys and more.
Wow. Okay, I'm off to shop at Petstock.
Better hurry. Sale ends Monday at Petstock, the blue one, in-store and online.
Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
True or false? Black Friday's the biggest sale of the year at Bingley.
True.
It's on now.
True.
I'm in charge.
False.
Mum's in charge.
True.
There's huge deals on TVs, tech, fridges, ovens, washers, coffee machines, vacuums and more.
True. Just make a purchase at Bingley and you're in a daily draw for your chance to win a new appliance. True.
And we're giving away a new Volkswagen ID4 Pro.
True.
I need a new car too.
False.
Black Friday, our biggest sale of the year at Bingley. Terms and conditions apply.
The word is here. Reading is so hard. I used to find it hard too, until I moved to Sacred Heart. We learn to read every day. Come to Sacred Heart. You'll get all the help you need.
At Sacred Heart Catholic Primary School, we dedicate 2 hours daily to building essential literacy skills. We're committed to student wellbeing and ensure that every student thrives. Book a tour today. Sacred Heart Catholic Primary School, the small school with a big heart.
The Corroboree Park Tavern does more than just sell great grub and fuel for the truck and tinny. I'm talking real territory hospitality. With loads of accommodation options, a bottle-o at town prices, Sunday sessions, fishing charters, spectacular wetlands, you name it. You can even take a chance on the pokies or keno. Better than taking your chance with Brutus the Croc. Corroboree Park Tavern, a gateway to Kakadoo's heart. Like them on Facebook or go to corroboreeparktavern.com.au.
360 with Katie Wolf, for Darwin International Airport, your gateway to Asia and beyond.
It is just on 20 minutes after 11 o'clock. Now, there's quite a bit happening around the place. Still a lot of discussion about Cyclone Fina and the cleanup, etc. I'm hopeful. I'm certainly really hopeful that over the next couple of days we sort of see quite a coordinated response, I guess, from the councils, the various councils, and indeed the government to make sure that things can get sorted out for those that are struggling. But look, joining me on the line for a bit of a chat, bit of context, I guess, for how it all worked post-Cyclone Marcus, which was the last one that we saw, and we saw a lot of trees down throughout Marcus. It is the former Mayor of Darwin, Con Vatskalis. G'day, Con.
Good morning, Katie.
Con, good to catch up with you this morning. Now, Con, post-Marcus, what was the situation in terms of the verge cleanup and in terms of those big skip bins and things like that?
Well, every cyclone is different. Certainly, Marcus was very different than the one we just had, Fina. Marcus was not as strong as Fina, but he brought down a lot of trees. I think we lost in 12 hours 12,000 trees. However, one thing, look, every country is different. They do their own planning. They do their own arrangements. Myself and then CEO Scott Waters, when we saw the development of the law, we thought about, well, if it happens, what are we doing? So we planned ahead. And of course, planning ahead means that they put in place communication. If it comes and hits Darwin, what happens after that, how we respond to it. And of course, what we did, we made sure that we asked people to put all the waste in the verge, and we did a post-cyclone cleanup. We put in some areas mini skip bins, and we put them there. The tip was open, and I have to say I understand why the council closed the tip, because they had to clean the roads first. But unfortunately, the communications were not the best one. They should have opened the V8 raceway car park area, and we should have advised the residents about that one being open. I've been listening to the radio. I hear a lot of angst from the people because they were not informed very well. And as I said again, every council is different, every cycling is different, but the important thing is inform the residents, and the people happy will follow instructions.
Yeah, I agree. I think when there is that communication there, it makes things heaps easier. Hey, Con, in terms of, so last time round, was it the council or the government that organised those skip bins?
We all work together. It's not only the council, was the government, was Power and Water, was the Army. We managed to actually coordinate our activities at the best we could, and I have to say we had a really good working relationship with everybody. I know the power was out for 7 days because it was a really big damage on the lines because of the big mahoganies coming down, but we managed to actually restore power as soon as we can, Power and Water. We clean the parks as soon as we can. We clear the roads as soon as we could. It was a cooperation between government, the Army, the Defence Forces and the Council. But again, as I said to you before, one thing that it's important, doesn't matter what you plan, is plan your communication plan and let people what's happening and what to do. It could have been done better. I think lessons will be learned the same way we learn lessons. For example, never plant mahoganies ever again. But this time, the interesting thing was not mahoganies coming down, a lot of white gum trees. And the reason for that is because there was a lot of rain before the cyclone. The soil was very wet, and the trees couldn't hold it. The roots couldn't hold the trees up. A lot of trees, Lee Point Road, a lot of damage in Nightcliff. Inside the city, big mahogany tree outside Marcus, it came down. A very quick response, I have to say there, and people have to be congratulated. But again, what people really say is, why can't I put my thing on the verge? And I understand that you've got 8 pensioners. They haven't got a trailer, or they haven't got the ability to carry all this waste to the tip. I think we had every year we have a pre-cyclone cleanup. This is a special case. I think it warrants a post-cyclone cleanup. I had a lot of councillors approach me yesterday and today, and they're asking what we really did in Cyclone Marcus. I gave them the history. It's up to them to make the decisions.
I was going to ask that, whether any of them have been in contact with you, Con, to ask what had happened post-Marcus.
There have been, a lot of them, quite a few of them, especially people from the old council, and I made sure that It's not up to me to tell them what decision to make. It's up to them to make a decision. I'll just give them the historical background, which I did.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Well, Con, I really appreciate you having a chat to us and just giving us that bit of, background. I think it's important for people to know.
Every cyclone we get lessons. It's something we missed and something we have to learn. The biggest lesson we get in every disaster is communication channels to be open and give accurate information to the people.
Yep, spot on. Well, Con Vatskalis, good to speak to you. And how did you fare? Were you all right in the cyclone?
We didn't have any problem. Apart from the pot plants, they copped it. They haven't got much leaves left on them, but they will recover. A bit of sun, a bit of water, and they will be all right.
And they'll be all right. Good on you, Con. Good to catch up with you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, there's so many messages coming through on the text line this morning. I've got one here. Bob from Bob Maxwell Landscaping and Maintenance, he's called in to say that anybody needing a hand with anything to get in touch with him, they might see him on Facebook. So Bob Maxwell. So Bob, thank you. And I think that there are so many wonderful businesses that are sort of out there ready to help people, particularly those seniors and those maybe that have a disability as well, and do the right thing by them. So thank you for that one. Now, I've got one here that says, "Hi, Katie, please send a thank you out to the 5 TRG guys who came to our northern suburbs house. They cut up and removed all the tree at our back stairs. They wouldn't let me help even to carry off the offcuts to the verge. Yes, they put it out there. Thank you," says that text. And they said, "P.S. We both have medical problems, so it was really good to have that help from the TRG." Good on them. That's really nice to hear, to that person who's been in contact and said that was the case. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether whether it's been a situation where the police have sort of provided that assistance to some of the different, some different residents that may be seniors or that may have an underlying health issue or something where it's been a little bit more difficult. So I think that is really great when we see people step up and help one another. Now, I've got one here. Tanya got in contact and said, "Katie, I've got a car trailer that someone can borrow if they need to. I'm in Bees Creek, so they'd need to pick it up as I'm injured. I injured my arm during cyclone prep." Oh, no, Tanya, I hope you're all right. That's a really nice thing to offer, though. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that if anybody is in need of a trailer desperately, please give us a call, 8941-1049, and we can make sure that we can get that message to Tanya. Now, Adam messaged through and said, "Morning, Wolfie. If you could put me in contact with the elderly lady in Palmo, I have access to a bobcat and a truck if required, and I'll remove the tree for her." That one there from Adam. Oh, mate, thank you. So Robin had messaged us yesterday, so we might try and get in contact. Robin, if you're listening this morning, Robin in Malden, good morning to you. Now, if you are listening this morning, Adam's happy to come and help you try and move that green waste. So if you want to get in contact with us, we will make sure that we can link you guys up. Otherwise, we should have Robin's details, hopefully. Now, Darren's messaged through and said, "Hi, Katie, it seems to me that people's complaints are not about disposing of things to the dumps, but only their green waste. You know how selfish people can be and would likely clog up the dump entrance trying to take their green waste there, regardless of knowing where they should take it. If you wanted your yard clear like yesterday, then perhaps you should have dealt with your trees this time last week. I have heaps in my yard and I can stay there till I get to it. If it's not on your house, it shouldn't be moved till the insurance assessor sees it. We don't want to pay council rates for personnel that aren't needed if there isn't a cyclone. There are limited personnel and resources. Take a deep breath and mellow out. Cyclone cleanup will take time," says Darren. No, fair call, mate. It will take time. And I think, I don't know, like for most of us, I don't mind. Like, I don't mind having the green waste around for as long as it needs to be there. I don't want it there forever, but we'll get it moving once, like you said there, once you have your insurance assessor and all that kind of thing. But I don't know whether for some other people, whether it's actually sort of a big tree or whether it is just a situation where they've got maybe some trees that haven't damaged the house or anything, so they may not actually be waiting for an insurance assessor, and they may just be trying to do the right thing by getting it out of their yard or removing it from their driveway so that it is off the driveway. For some of them, they may be in a situation where they can leave it in their yard and keep it there for however long is required until they're able to get it moved. But I guess everybody's situation is quite different at this point. Now, plenty of other messages coming through, and I might go up a little bit higher because there's been quite a few from all throughout this morning, and I've got one here that says, I can guarantee that people want underground power more than a ship lift for $1 billion. Yeah, good point. One from M, and it says, so for 8 bloody years under Labor, they did diddly squat after Marcus, and now Selena Ubo's demanding the CLP put power underground. The Labor hangers-on might listen to it. Following the last election, pretty sure the majority of Territorians think that Selena's full of Cyclone Fina, says M. One here from Darwin, and it says, hi, Katie, after Cyclone Marcus, there was green waste drop-off on Amy Johnson at the end of the airport. Yeah, right. That's interesting to hear. It does sound as though, and maybe it is just one of those things that in the coming days we have more of a situation where there is going to be, you know, the skip bins. I keep going to call them tip bins, the skip bins, whether they're going to be out or, you know, whether we have got a bit more coordination of some of the waste that is around the place as the days go on. Now, another one here, Katie, we can't be wasting money on bins for green waste. We have to build a new council chambers, much the same as putting in underground power and a new hospital. We really need the dinghy lift and an arts centre. As the great woman used to say, please explain, says that text. Thank you. One here from Mark from Humpty Doo, and it says, good morning, Katie. In relation to the undergrounding of power lines, let's be realistic here. The Northern Territory's current economic state simply doesn't allow for such luxuries as this. I'm sure Leah would love to do it, but it's simply something we can't afford. My power has only just come back on, and I don't own a generator, so I did lose food from the fridge, which is frustrating. But I don't blame the government. We live in the tropics and this kind of thing will happen, says Mark in Humpty Doo. Yeah, you are right, Mark. And I was really fascinated over the weekend, in fact, when some people were sort of going, oh, you know, you live in the Northern Territory and then there's a cyclone and you're all surprised. Actually, no, none of us in the Northern Territory are surprised when a cyclone arrives. You know, I guess sometimes you don't know the level of damage that you may or may not have, and that's always the concern. Now, Paul in Mille Lacs says, good morning, Katie. A reminder for people cleaning up after the cyclone, do wear gloves. You don't want to get the gardener's disease, and watch out for the mosquitoes. They are very bad at the moment, says Paul in Mille Lacs. They really are, aren't they? The mozzies have been terrible. We might even try and catch up with someone from the Department of Health over the next couple of days and find out, you know, whether we're expecting to see those increased numbers of mozzies over the next few days or what the situation is. I'm assuming it is because of all the rain that's been about. Ben has messaged through and said, good morning, Katie. Old Stylesy has just had the sudden realisation that there's more to being the Lord Mayor than getting elected. One from James in Wallagi, and James says, hi, Katie. As Peter Styles' first test as Mayor, it doesn't look good when he's throwing the Northern Territory government under the bus and passing the buck to his CEO. The tip was open after Cyclone Marcus and they could manage the rotting foods, etc. back then. Then to threaten residents with fines is abysmal. Peter said before he was elected that he'd listened to the residents and what they thought was important. He needs to step up to the plate and start to lead, says James in Wallagi. Now, what I'm really pleased to hear from both the councils this morning, the Palmerston and indeed the City of Darwin, is that, you know, enforcing fines doesn't sound like it's high on the agenda at the moment, but making note that, you know, you don't want to be putting your waste across footpaths. You don't want to be leaving it so nobody can get past your house. And I think if you're going to be doing that and you're going to be leaving it out there for ages, well, you can probably expect that you will get to the point where maybe there is a fine. But I don't think that that's going to be, I would hope that it's nobody's priority over the next couple of weeks. I think the priority over the next couple of weeks from everybody should be getting all the trees cleaned up, getting everything off the roads. That was one of the things I did want to speak to the Palmerston Mayor about, is whether they'd had much damage to any of their council infrastructure, whether they'd had trees down that had caused damage or had been across the roads, etc. Now, another person messaged through and said, a generator, that's what I'm going to be spending my money on. Yeah, I'd wondered that, when I was reading that some people are going to be eligible for those payments from the federal government. How many people might buy themselves a Jenny, or at least, be able to pay maybe half a Jenny? I don't know how much they are these days, but I bet everybody that's still without power is wishing that they had a generator. I've got like a very old one that my father had left for me. My father's passed away 10 years ago, so that gives you an indication of just how old the generator is. It's pretty loud, so we only have it on for certain hours of the day because you don't want to keep everybody awake, even though everyone else has got power. Now, another one here that says, Katie, it'd be way cheaper to buy every northern suburb house a generator. The NAIF is debt. We have such a funding and infrastructure deficit. It's hard to start with underground power when we need a new hospital. Great community spirit at the moment. Well done to Darwin on the prep and recovery, though. Yeah, it is a fair point that you make, and I think we'd all love to see those underground powers, the underground power lines. But I guess at the moment it's a tough one when we've got no money. So if we were in a situation where we're able to get some kind of federal assistance, that may help. But yeah, it's tough when we're so far in debt. I totally get that argument. One here that says, would have been good for young and old prisoners to be out cleaning after the cyclone. They are now, is what we're being told. They are certainly out there now, being out there helping some of those seniors and those with disabilities as well. Another message, hi Katie, can I suggest a good backup power measure is a switchboard transfer switch and a small quiet generator set. Our switch cost about $750 and a decent 3K VA gen, approximately $2,000. Powers our Troppo house, including the fans, lights, fridges and an AC. Oh, living the dream. Good on you. That sounds like a good investment if you've got the cash. Now, one from Peter, and Peter says, hi, Katie, in the rural areas, if your block is improved by upgrading your road, you pay a levy. If power is undergrounded, pay for it yourself, says Peter Kavanagh. Another one here from Judith, and it says, hi, Katie, you need to get Luke Gosling on as if he will have a big talk with Albo, says Judith. Yeah, hopefully he does have a talk to Albo about undergrounding the power. I don't know, but it'd be good if he did. One here that reads, hi Katie and crew, in regards to power and water, with the water being restored quicker, water is a necessity for life, power is a luxury, and that's why water will take priority over power. Another one here, how are you getting an update with the power? Phones were down too, mobile networks were also down. Yeah, I've been looking on my phone at the power updates. I don't know whether you've been able to do that or whether you've got access to, a mobile phone, but that's how I've sort of been doing it, on trying my best on the internet on there. It's been a bit ad hoc. Don't know how things are out your way, but for me, not great internet at the moment either. Hopefully that sort of improves. I don't know what the reason is for that. Now, I'm going to take a quick break before we get to all of the other messages that are on the text line. You guys are out in force over the last couple of days. We absolutely love it. Keep those messages coming. I'm going to get to a few more in just a few moments.
Starting your day the right way. It's Mix Brekkie with Dan.
Hey, Robin, how you doing?
Oh, great, thank you.
Full of beans this morning. You must be keen on Christmas.
Oh, I've been dying to get this for my daughter.
Oh, yeah, her and her family. How big is it?
Well, it's her and her husband and a little boy, but she's also pregnant with twins, so that'll be a nice picture.
Well, Robin, you can give her a call today and you can say that you've got the photo sorted. I'm giving the Santa's Grotto kit to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Mix Brekkie with Dan for Harvey Norman Darwin, Stewart Highway, Berrima.
Nespresso Sweet Almond and Hibiscus Flavoured Coffee, the newest limited edition blend for the festive season. Sweet almond, mellow hibiscus, hints of caramel and vanilla. Experience magic in every sip. Shop now, online or in boutique. Nespresso, what else?
With Airtasker, you can get anything done.
Anything? Okay, I gotta move these boxes, pick up my new TV, and meal prep for the week. I'm bulking.
From heavy lifting to furniture assembly, just post a task. Airtasker. Get anything done.
True or false? Black Friday's the biggest sale of the year at Bingley.
True.
It's on now.
True.
I'm in charge.
False.
Mum's in charge.
True.
There's huge deals on TVs, tech, fridges, ovens, washers, coffee machines, vacuums and more.
True. Just make a purchase at Bingley and you're in a daily draw for your chance to win a new appliance.
True.
And we're giving away a new Volkswagen ID4 Pro.
True.
I need a new car too.
False.
Black Friday, our biggest sale of the year at Bingley. Terms and conditions apply.
IKEA family members can enjoy up to 40% off selected products during our Black Friday sale and 50% off main meals. Not a member? Join today. It's free. Offers available from 28 November to 1st December. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply.
IKEA.
The all-new Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim has arrived. Featuring innovative sleep technology that's been relentlessly designed and tested. The Sealy Posturepedic Acclaim introduces a new support system that senses and responds as you sleep, helping to align your body so you wake up rested and ready to take on the day. Available in-store at selected retailers now. Innovation never felt so good.
Want to know if your energy provider's call centre is actually local? Try this test. Ask them what a snag is. If they say a minor inconvenience, yeah, nah. At Sumo, we're 100% Aussie owned, and our team of locals actually get it. No jargon, no robots, just locals providing real service, fair pricing and support when you need it. Sumo, energy as local as the Esketer family barbecue, cold drinks and all.
With Christmas on the way, it's time to book your Santa photos. Don't leave it to the last minute. Book your Santa photo session now at Westfield. It's easy to book online at westfield.com.au. Multiple photo packages are available to suit every size group and budget. Westfield offers a range of sessions too, like Auslan Santa, Sensitive Santa, My First Christmas, and even pet photography. Make Christmas memories with the ones you love. Book your Santa photos now at westfield.com.au.
360 with Katie Wolf for Darwin International Airport, your gateway to Asia and beyond.
It's 19 minutes away from midday. We have got so many messages this morning on the text line. Usually I whip around the nation, but I think it's probably more important that I get to all the messages that you guys have taken time to get to us. Now, there's one from Jody in Woodruff, and Jody says, "Good morning, Katie. Why didn't they use those $11 million signs to tell people about where to take green waste? Secondly, how the hell can the City of Darwin refuse to help seniors and others who cannot dump green waste themselves, then start slapping those residents with fines when green waste is placed on the verge? It's a real dog act. Shame job," Jody in Woodruff says. And she said, lastly, we were talking about your $20,000 quote to remove a rain tree, and we think that's a bit of a rip-off. I don't know who you got that quote from, but my parents suggested you contact Tropical Trees. They're removing multiple trees from their yard this week for $3,000, says Jody. And Jody says, you ladies are doing a phenomenal job this week. It's crazy and you're awesome. We all appreciate your comprehensive coverage. Keep it up, says Jody in Woodruff. Oh, thank you, Jody. And good suggestion. Now, I know that we're looking at a couple of quotes. Now, Jeanette had been in contact with us and said, "Hi, Katie, Cyclone Fina was coming in for quite a while. How come Peter Stiles didn't make sure the dump was prepared for it a week earlier?" says Jeanette. I get the impression, Jeanette, following on from the discussion with the CEO this morning, that they'd obviously closed it on Friday in prep for the cyclone. But then I think what's happened is damage is maybe being caused by the cyclone, or that was the way that I understood it this morning. And so that's why it's ended up staying closed for longer. Now, but I could be wrong. Dave from Grey said, "Hi, Katie, are the prison community working parties out helping. I did hear they'd been stopped when the CLP got in, says Dave from Grey. Dave, they are back out and helping. We had that confirmation from the Department of Corrections a little bit earlier this morning, letting us know that absolutely they are back out there and helping. So that is great news. Now, Andrew and Herbert said, hi, Katie. In this day of mass instant communication, I failed to see how the government, councils and Power and Water got communication so wrong, especially given FINA was no surprise. No forward planning, says Andrew in Herbert. One here that says, hi, Mix team. My parents and aunt are out at Dundee Beach along with a lot of other elderly. 2 power lines down on different roads, again, like all other frustrated locals regarding lack of communication and timeframes, etc. Why is it so hard for Power and Water to give a list of who's out of power and a timeline to work towards? As you just said, just a heads up for preparations. It's a few hours or another week for peace of mind would help everyone, says that text. And it says, P.S. R.I.P. Cubby House. Rest in peace. Yes, thank you. You're spot on, though, there. And I get it. The thing is for me is I've actually worked, in communications for government departments. That's what I used to do. After I was, I became a journalist, obviously worked as a journalist, worked as a radio announcer. Then I worked for Power and Water. I also worked for the police. I also worked for ministers. I've worked in various different jobs managing media and public relations. And you're spot on, having that communication in letting you know exactly what's going on. I know it's not always doable, but being able to provide that information is really helpful to people to then be able to prepare just how long they may be without power, or to prepare, okay, I can't get to that dump or that waste facility, but I can go here. And I think it's important to just make sure too much communication is better than not enough. Now, another one here. Good morning, Katie. How amazing are these local businesses and those people who are just doing it? Makes the councils look like the wasters they truly are. Council rates for this period? I don't think so, says that text. Another one here, where it says flying debris is going to take a hit off, hence why we don't wander around at the tip during a cyclone. One here that says, wow, this person is in no way interested in supporting those affected by FINA. All these clowns are blaming everyone bar themselves, typical public servants. One from Rob, and Rob says, good morning, Katie and Kathleen. Peter Stiles has left Simone to answer all the questions and have questions about Cyclone Marcus. It's FINA, says that text. One here saying, who ran the tip back at the previous cyclone? Yeah, I don't know whether that's changed. I can't remember. I don't know whether that's had any kind of impact. But, yeah, fair point. Or fair question to ask. One here that says lessons were learnt after Marcus. Shoal Bay was open straight away, which caused huge issues for the tip, and the lineups were hours long, which people complained about at length. Commercial companies have access to Shoal Bay because they're quite rightly removing priority waste from schools, roads and other public infrastructure. After Marcus, it was agreed that council would close Shoal Bay and Northern Territory government would open Hidden Valley for residential green waste. The lack of communication about that lays squarely with the Northern Territory government, says this text, and they say the very popular decisions made after Cyclone Marcus to drop skip bins everywhere came at a huge financial cost to the council. I'm sure that council could all be done again, but I think that's cut off at the end, that message, but the rates may go up, I'm guessing is maybe what it was finishing off with. Another one here that says it is true that nurses were asked to come into the hospital before the cyclone for their Sunday morning shift, and these nurses were not paid for that night, nor were they given beds or food. So this person's saying, is it true? And said, I also heard the doctors that were requested to come in were compensated. I don't know about that. Surely not. Surely not. But I do not have the answer to that question. But yeah, that seems bizarre if that is the case. Somebody else messaging saying, "Hi Katie, can you please ask Power and Water why they are not pushing to get power lines underground? It seems the government does not look at this as a priority," says Dave in Tiwi. Look, there are so many messages coming through this morning. Darren said, "Hi, Katie, if people put green waste on the footpath, pedestrians are forced to go on the road. This is a safety issue for people of all ages, including the elderly and kids trying to get to school during peak traffic times." Fair point, Darren. Absolutely. Fair point. Somebody else has messaged through and said, "Hi, Katie, I was shocked by Athena Pascoe-Bell's attitude to your questions. Isn't it easier to answer 50 or so people's same questions on the radio than answer 50 or so phone calls to council?" Look, I would have thought, but I know I've received at least one message, I think, from a person who wished to remain anonymous, saying that they felt that I had been quite rude to her, saying that they were disappointed in my treatment of the Palmerston Mayor, saying that I was rude and unprofessional, and saying I understand the elderly need help removing green waste, but we live in an area prone to storms and cyclones, and residents need to take responsibility for their own green waste. Pay someone to remove, as they probably do on a regular basis. Palmerston Council, headed by a wonderful mayor who's done an amazing job, says that text, but didn't want to be named. But look, appreciate you sending through that message and appreciate that perspective. I don't necessarily agree. I think with some of our elderly, I get the point that you're making, but for some of those people, it's a little easier said than done. And I won't ever apologise for standing up for people who need a hand. And I know that, you may think that I was rude to the Mayor. I was actually quite shocked at her attitude when I was asking some of those questions. So I thought, all right, well, I'm just going to step back and let her go. And then I'll ask her if it's all right to ask some of those questions, which usually happens in an interview. But not everybody will agree with me, and that's okay. That is why we have this show. Now, there's another message coming through saying, "Katie, I've got..." this one came through a little while ago from Tanya. And Tanya said, "I have a car trailer that someone can borrow if they need, but I'm in Bees Creek. They'd need to pick it up as I injured my arm during cyclone prep." Now, other messages coming through. Look, there's so many this morning, but unfortunately that is all we've got time for. We are going to have to wrap up the show. What a morning it's been. As always, it's busy in here, and we know that after something like a cyclone, we're always going to be busy. Now, if you've got something on your mind between now and tomorrow, we'd absolutely love to hear from you. We would really love to hear from you if you have got someone that you'd like to nominate as well for Territorian of the Month. Now, we're going to be announcing that on Friday, and at a guess, I reckon there's some phenomenal people that have been out on the streets helping other Territorians post-cyclone. And if you're out there listening this morning and you want to put someone's name forward, absolutely love to hear from you. 360 at mix1049.com.au, or you can jump online, head to the Mix1049 website and click on the links on there, and you can get your nomination forward there. Thanks again for your company. A big thanks to Kathleen for all of her help as well.
One sound, one guess, and one huge reward. Can you crack the secret sound? Get it right and you could win the cash and major bragging rights. Get up with Dan weekday mornings to play at 8:20, or take a shot driving home with Andrew at 4:40. The Mix 104.9 Secret Sound. Thanks to Territory Tyres, your one-stop shop for everything tyres.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
True or false? Black Friday's the biggest sale of the year at Bingley.
True.
It's on now.
True.
I'm in charge.
False.
Mum's in charge.
True.
There's huge deals on TVs, tech, fridges, ovens, washers, coffee machines, vacuums and more.
True. Just make a purchase at Binglee and you're in a daily draw for your chance to win a new appliance.
True. And we're giving away a new Volkswagen ID4 Pro.
True.
I need a new car too.
False.
Black Friday, our biggest sale of the year at Binglee. Terms and conditions apply.
IKEA family members can enjoy up to 40% off selected products during our Black Friday sale and 50% off main meals. Not a member? Join today. It's free. Offers available from 28 November to 1st December. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply.
IKEA. With Airtasker, you can get anything done. Anything? Because there's a huge spider in the bathroom and I need someone to get rid of it. No task is too big, small, or eight-legged. Whatever you need done, just post a task. Airtasker. Get anything done.
At TAFE New South Wales, find your gift for early childhood education and care or school-based education support with the skills to help make a difference. Enrol now for Semester 1 2026. Search TAFE New South Wales. RTO 9003.
At Woolworths, save all season on Pepsi soft drink 375ml cans 30-pack. At a summer price of $25 was $28. That's 84 cents per can. Shop in-store or online at Woolworths. While stocks last, may not be available in all stores or online.
Punt with Ladbrokes and enjoy a quicker, levelled up app. Find, place and track bets with Ladbrokes faster than ever before. Imagine what you could be buying instead.
Your pre-Christmas schedule is already packed. And somehow, you still need to find the perfect gifts for everyone on your list. Gifts that actually mean something. Well, Moonpig can help you work your magic. Remember how good it felt to get a Christmas card in the mail? Moonpig is bringing that feeling back with cards you can personalise with photos, video messages and more delivered straight to their letterbox. So relax and head to moonpig.com or download the app. Moonpig, Australia's most personalised card.
360 with Katie Wolf for Darwin International Airport. See more with Darwin International Airport.
Tonight, I'm gonna have myself a real good time. I feel alive. And the world, I'm turning inside out. Yeah. I'm floating around in ecstasy. So don't stop me now. Don't stop me. 'Cause I'm having a good time. Having a good time. I'm a shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like Lady Godiva. I'm gonna go, go, go. There's no stopping me. I'm burning through the sky. Yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. Don't stop me 'cause now. I'm having a good time. Don't stop me yes, now. I'm having a good time. I don't wanna stop at all. Yeah. I'm a rocket ship on my way to Mars on a collision course. I am a satellite. I'm out of control. I'm a sex machine ready to reload. Like an atom bomb about to explode. I'm burning through the sky. Yeah. 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I'm gonna make a supersonic woman of you. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. Hey, hey, hey! Don't stop me, don't stop me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Have a good time, good time. Don't stop me, don't stop me. Supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't good time. Just give me a call. Don't stop me now. Having a good time. Don't stop me yes, now. Having a good time. I don't want to stop at
Music makes you feel good.
Good, it makes me feel happy.
Feel part of something bigger.
Brings me back to the good old days.
I love everything about it.
Crank it up.
And feel like you don't have a care in the world. Better music and more of it. Mix 104.9.
Experience the Black Friday sale at Nespresso and save up to 30% on selected coffee machines and 15% on selected accessories. Shop now, online or in boutique. T's and C's apply. Ends December 2, AEDT. Nespresso, what else?
IKEA family members can enjoy up to 40% off selected products during our Black Friday sale and 50% off main meals. Not a member? Join today. It's free. Offers available from 28 November to 1st December. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply.
IKEA. With Airtasker, you can get anything done.
Anything? Okay, I gotta move these boxes, pick up my new TV, and meal prep for the week. I'm bulking.
From heavy lifting to furniture assembly, just post a task. Airtasker. Get anything done.
True or false? Black Friday's the biggest sale of the year at Bingley.
True.
It's on now.
True.
I'm in charge.
False.
Mum's in charge.
True.
There's huge deals on TVs, tech, fridges, ovens, washers, coffee machines, vacuums and more.
True. Just make a purchase at Bingley and you're in a daily draw for your chance to win a new appliance.
True. And we're giving away a new Volkswagen ID4 Pro.
True.
I need a new car too.
False.
Black Friday, our biggest sale of the year at Bingley. Terms and conditions apply.
Punt with Ladbrokes and enjoy a quicker, leveled up app. Find, place and track bets with Ladbrokes faster than ever before. Imagine what you could be buying instead.
At TAFE New South Wales, find your gift for early childhood education and care or school-based education support with the skills to help make a difference. Enrol now for Semester 1 2026. Search TAFE New South Wales. RTO 9003.
Christmas is coming, and Woolworths has your stocking stuffers sorted with half price on cosmetics. Shop in store or online today at Woolworths. Until November 25, while stocks last, may not be available in all stores or online. Exclusions apply.
You know Petstock, the blue one?
Of course. I love the blue one.
Well, they've gone big for Black Friday.
Really?
Yep, there's up to 30% off selected dog and cat food from all the big brands. And up to 30% off selected flea, tick and worming. And dog and cat treats.
I just don't know how they do it.
Plus 25% off cat litter and 20% off toys and more.
Wow. Okay, I'm off to shop at Petstock.
Better hurry. Sale ends Monday at Petstock, the blue one, in-store and online.
Exclusions, T's and C's apply.
Okay, is KFC literally psychic? They took all my faves and put them in one box for just $6.95. The giant snack pack, crispy nuggets, mouth-watering popcorn chicken, and golden chips. Oh, KFC, FLG. Not everywhere and not forever. Pick up only.
If you've been thinking about upgrading your outboard, now is the time to look at the great deals with Mercury at Precision Marine. You see, when you buy Mercury, you get more. Lighter, more powerful, and more reliable. And you can save up to $1,500. Check out the exceptional deals available with Mercury Finance. See in store today. Go to mercurymarine.com.au or drop in. Precision Marine, Diviney Road, Pinelands. Available for a limited time only. T's and C's apply.
Your news now.
Hey there, I'm Jackie Lim. Anthony Albanese has met with China's third in charge during a state visit to Parliament this morning. Federal pollies and staffers told to turn off their mobiles and other devices as Zhao Leji passed through the halls. Industry Minister Tim Ayres playing down cyber threat concerns.
There are proper security arrangements for the building and for all of us in our work to be diligent and capable and smart.
One of South Australia's most infamous criminals is spending his final days in a prison hospital. Bevan Spencer Von Einem, jailed back in the 1980s for the murder of a teenage boy, has long been linked to several other suspected killings. With his health rapidly declining, there are renewed concerns secrets of his unsolved crimes will die with him. And a holiday nightmare for tourists in Thailand. Passengers of a ferry could do nothing but watch on in disbelief as their luggage floated away. The bags were stored on the upper deck, but a storm rocked the boat hard enough that they were swept away. In sport, it appears no spot is safe in the Aussie 11 at the moment, 9 days out from the second Ashes test at the Gabba. Usman Khawaja's spot as opening bat is being questioned after Travis Head's heroics. Josh Hazlewood is out injured, while Pat Cummins could make a comeback. And Kangaroos midfielder Ash Riddell has taken out the AFLW's top individual award for the first time. She polled a record equalling 23 votes at the W Awards last night. That's the latest in news and sport.
MIX.
I got your picture of me and you. You wrote I love you. I wrote me too. I sit and stare at it, there's nothing else to do. Oh, it's in colour. Your hair is brown. Your eyes are hazel and soft as clouds. I often kiss you when there's no one else around. I got your picture. I'd like a million of you all around my cell. I want a doctor to take a picture so I can look at you from inside as well. You got me turning up and turning down. I'm turning in, I'm turning right, I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. I got your picture, I'd like a million of them around myself. I want the doctor to take a picture so I can look at you from inside as well. You got me turning up, I'm turning down, I'm turning in, I'm turning right, I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. No sex, no drugs, no wine, no women, no fun, no sin, no you, no wonder it's dark. Everyone around me is a total stranger. Everyone avoids me like a cyclone ranger. Everyone. That's why I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
NT's best music variety, MIX 104.9.
London calling to the faraway towns. Now war is declared and battle come down. around the world. Come out of the cupboard, you boys and girls. London calling, now don't look to us. Phony Beatlemania has bitten the dust. London calling, see we ain't got no swing except for the rain and the crunch of thing. The ice age is coming, the sun's zooming in. Meltdown expected, the wheat is going in. Engine stuck on him, but I have no fear, 'cause London is drowning. I live by the river to the imitation zone. Forget it, brother, you can go it alone. London calling to the zombies of death. Quit holding out and draw another breath. London calling, and I don't want to shout, but while we were talking, I saw you nodding out. London calling, see we ain't got no hide, except for that one with the yellowy eyes. The ice age is coming, the sun's zooming in. Engines stop running, the wheat is going big. A nuclear error, but I have no fear, 'cause London is drowning. I live by the river.
Live in Palmerston and anywhere you go on the free iHeartRadio app. This is MIX 104.9.